Good morning, everyone, and thank you for this. Is the hard work has been done after 3 days. This is the 4 days, and congratulate to both of the teams who made it on this first semifinal, and congratulate to the second semifinal who will be play for U.S. All Star and Indian Lions, and this is the first one is playing Al Masafi and Houston Stallion. And we've been watching the games from all 3 days. Cricket, love cricket, and everybody watching it. And thank you for all your participating and watching. Let them tell them everyone to watch this U.S. Open.
Some down pitch side is that Al Masafi, they've won the toss and they've decided to take a bowl.
Finals of the 2016 U.S. Open at the Central Borough Regional Park. Call a friend, tell a friend. Go on YouTube, WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. You just let them know that it's on right here. The biggest tournament in the U.S. $100,000 awaiting. Who's going to take it? Is the Afghanistan team is going to take it back to Afghanistan? Or is Houston Stallions going to take it back? We don't know yet because still got to meet the Lions and they got to meet the All-Stars. So let's see what's going on. It's right here live on ESPN 3. Ready?
Check. If he takes on Houston Stallion, the news is Al Masafi have won the toss. And they'll be bowling first. So here's the first ball. Gulbadin Naib will come into bowl to Chima. Chima cuts and gets a single down to wide third man. So things are on the way here for Stallions. They're off and running here. Rizwan Chima, he gets off the mark at one. And brings Hamza Tariq into strike. Want to say good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Thanks for tuning in to the U.S. Cricket Open on ESPN 3. With the news, Stallions are playing Al Masafi. And the two opening batsmen out in the middle, Hamza Tariq and Rizwan Chima, both out of Canada. With the news, Al Masafi have won the toss and they're deciding to bowl first. Al Masafi, the Afghan team, they have done well in this tournament. They're in the last four. and they found their way into the semi-final. We'll provide you a lot more information as the game progresses. But right now, Hamza Tariq, he's yet to get off the mark. He's only faced the ball and play and a miss. So a good start here from Gulbuddin Naib, Afghan international. We're coming to you live from Central Broward Regional Park, and that's located in South Florida in Broward County. And pretty soon I'll be joined by my co-commentator, Ivor Henry, and also the likes of Vinod, and later on, Mr. Jafar Shah. So a good start here from Gulbuddin Naib. Only one in the over so far. And Rizwan Chima, the man at the other end, he batted well yesterday. Got 100, got 122. And so far in this series, far, on final day of cricket, he is the man with the highest individual score. Here's Gulbuddin Naib. Ball defended here by Hamza Tariq. So he's been held on a tight rein here. Not yet off the mark. Rizwan Chima is on one. And Stallions, having been sent in here, they're one for no loss as we welcome Ivor Henry. Good morning, Ivor.
Good morning, Lenny. I hope you would have had a good night's rest. Lovely day for cricket. Not a cloud is above us.
So playing a miss again. So this is good bowling here from Gulbuddin Naib. In fact, wide is the call. So a good start here from Gulbuddin. Ivor, we haven't seen any fireworks yet from the Canadians. They batted well yesterday.
No, but what we do have is brilliant sunshine here at the Central Broward Regional Park. And folks, we welcome you to ESPN3 out there, looking at us live streaming cricket from Central Broward Regional Park.
It's a ball driven up towards short mid-off. Can't score, and that's a good over here from Gulbuddin Naib. Just a couple of runs off the first over. Chima is on one. Tariq is yet to get off the mark, and that's the latest score here at CBRP.
Yes, and we would have left here last evening, getting on into morning, and now we're here back on duty, and we welcome all who has graced us with their presence in this stadium so far. A pleasant good morning to you, and for the churchgoers, hope you would have gone, and now you'll have a good seat behind your telly to look at us streaming live on ESPN for those of you who are not in the vicinity of the Central Broward Regional Park, right here in the beautiful city of Lauderhill. Well, we're about to see the second over being bowled. It's going to be... We're trying to get the name of the second bowler. Amin?
So Yamin Ahmadzai has been given the ball. He starts from the bottom end of the ground. That's the man with the long run that I gave you the quiz last night. If he's running 33 yards, and if he bowls 24 balls, how far has he run? Oh, ball outside the off stump. Called a wide here from, it appears to be Muhammad Ali, the umpire.
And like we like to say, that delivery did not give the batter an equal opportunity to score or to play.
So Rizwan Chima. Let's look at the 6 tallies in this tournament. Brian Gale with 15 sixes in this tournament. Farhat with 13 sixes. Wasim Shazad with 11. Negi with 11. And the man on the screen there, Rizwan Chima, on 10. So,
well, I think the batter there was just exercising his arm because that one was way out of his reach. So I don't think he was any danger of touching that one. He just tried to just exercise his arm because the weight is off this young man. He has bowled 2 deliveries and none of them has been credited to him. He has still got to bowl 6 legal deliveries.
So there have been 344 sixes in the tournament so far. And 10 of those would have been by Rizwan Chima.
And here again, the batter now, he's making a legitimate whack at that one, trying to get it inside out over extra cover. And we call that a swing and a miss.
So Yamin Ahmadzai, 639 fours have been struck in this tournament. 344 sixes, as we call them, U.S. Open maximums. And out of those 344 sixes, Rizwan Chima has 10. He's fifth in terms of how many sixes have been struck in this tournament by individuals.
And
Brian Gale tops the list with 15 sixes. Humayun Farhat with 13 sixes. Wasim Shazad with 11. Dikshansu Negi with 11. And Rizwan Chima, of course, the man out in the middle here. That could make a big difference because quite a few of these Sixers are not alive anymore. A couple of them have been knocked out. So Rizwan Chima is still alive. He is on 10 sixes. If he hits 5 sixes in this game, he will tie with Brian Gale. So play and a miss. You've got to say Yamin Ahmadzai has come back well, apart from the couple of wides. He's bowled 3 dot balls to Rizwan Chima. And as we have seen in this series, Ivor, and certainly anytime you play against Rizwan Chima, he's not an easy batsman to contain. So you got to give Yamin Ahmadzai some bit of credit here.
yeah, well, like we said, it's early days yet, and it's going to be a contest for the 4 top teams that found themselves into the...
Well, there we go. First 4 of the morning. It goes bouncing away. Backward point of the batter, Rizwan Chima. He gets off with a boundary. In fact, he goes up to 5 and brings the 640th 4 of the series.
Yes, and like I was saying, the 4 top teams have found themselves on the Sunday morning and into the afternoon, and perhaps the 2 best teams going to find themselves into the finals. And my understanding is that finals going to be having some $50,000 along the way. Each match would have a player of the game.
So Yamin continues, runs away from the pavilion end, and Chima comes down the track, misses the ball. So this is good bowling here from Ahmadzai. Not easy to contain a batsman the caliber Rizwan Chima. He's played 33 one-day international, 16 T20 international. And at the ODI level, his highest would have been 94 with 6 50s at the ODI level.
Yeah, well, the bowler, he's found his range. He's getting the ball to move away from the batter. There's a slip in place for any outside edge, which would perhaps elude the wicketkeeper.
So Chima with 122 just yesterday. Oh, that's a big shot. It's in the air. Doesn't time it well. Field is running back. They will not get there. And Chima will pick up a couple of runs. So ball in the air for a while, but running back is always very difficult to catch a cricket ball, Ivor. And he gets a couple. He goes up to 7 as 10 for none.
Yes, well, we are still in the power play, and only 2 men can be outside of the 30-yard circle. So what would have happened there is that there was some good acreage beyond the extra cover fielder. And the batter would, of course, for 2 in the meantime.
So So we could see our first bowling change. Gulbadin Naib, his first over cost him 2. So we're back with the cricket. Hamza Tariq is yet to get off the mark, Rizwan Chima is on 7. And we are in the 3rd over here in the first semi-final. Al Masafi takes on Houston Stallions. And certainly want to say good morning to all those tuned into the broadcast. So ball pulled away. Nice looking shot here from Hamza Tariq, and he runs away for 4. So he's finally off the mark with a boundary. Good looking shot. Short ball and pulled away.
Yeah, deliberate shot over the infield. Was very positive in that, but it was a ranking long hop. got the treatment it deserves. We're still in the power play, so you can afford to get the ball over the infield and you will be justly rewarded. Now they're trying to set a target, and this pitch, I had a look at it, and I'm telling you, it should be in excess of 150 as long as you use the opportunity as well.
So again, ball goes through the onside, and Hamza Tariq picking up runs here. He goes up to 5 and takes the score up to 15 for no loss. We're in the third over being bowled here.
Yeah, just want to say good morning to Abidali, who is here, and he's the manager of the Stallions, and we're going to wish them well coming out of Houston. So again, we're going to invite all of you on the outside in the vicinity of Central Broward Regional Park to come on and grace us with your presence here. Lovely day for cricket. Sammy's wrapped in the pad, going gung-ho, trying to get it past the infield again, the signs of aggression. But this time, a moral victory for the bowler. A dot goes into the scorer's book.
So the bowler is Aftab Alam. He takes over from Gulbuddin Naib. We've got 15 on the board so far. We are in over number 3.
Yes, well, Malasafi, they would have won the toss and elected to field, so they'll rather chase. So I know they're going to try to do some containing here, because once you would have won the toss, your first objective is to either bowl the team out and secondly, to do some containing. That was a good delivery outside the off stump and swing and a miss, as they would say in baseball, taken cleanly by the wicket keeper. A dot goes into the scorebook.
So the batting pair of Rizwan Chima and Hamza Tariq would have certainly set a record yesterday. They put on 180 for the first wicket.
Oh, and that's the first one we would have seen a bouncer. It was climbing, but the batter is a tall man, so the umpire thought that was still below the shoulder. So there was not a call, there was not a warning. But a good, nice, tidy over there, I dare say. And we're off first of 2 semifinals. They're vying for the grand finale later this afternoon. And for those of you who are here, we're asking you to stick and stay because Slated is a car show right here before your very eyes.
And I've heard the first wicket stand of 180 yesterday put on by Rizwan Chima and certainly Hamza Tariq. Would be ranked very high if we match those up with international T20 opening stand by Martin Guptill and Williamson. They made 171 as one of the highest T20 international opening stand score. And yesterday our boys here, Hamza Tariq and Rizwan Chima. They were able to better that by some 9 runs. So the pair out here has brought into the semi-final quite a bit of repetition as posting one of the big scores of the U.S. Cricket Open, and we don't have all the records with regards to partnerships, but you'd have to say 180 for the first wicket has to be a U.S. Cricket Open record.
We'll take that. And it's Sunday, so whatever you say today, I'm going to take it as the gospel.
So Yamid Ahmadzai, he's bowled 7 balls. He's given away 9 runs so far. Oh, Chima plunders this one. It's out of the playing area. It's gone for a maximum. And one of the first one we've seen today, he comes off the bat of Rizwan Chima, U.S. Open maximum. He goes up to 13. It's 22 for 1.
And he's just 4 away from equaling the most sixes in this tournament. So I guess he's keeping an eye on that as well. So records are being built and tumbling here at the Central Broward Regional Park. This year we started with 16 teams. We are down to 4 on the 4th day of this encounter.
So that's our 345th 6 of the U.S. Cricket Open. We came into today's play with 344. Already Rizwan Chima has taken one out of the park. And Ivor, just to give you a sense here as what's the other T20 stand. A big swing and a miss here by Rizwan Chima. He remains on 13. It's 22 for none. And as we saw yesterday against Falcons, by the time 10 overs were done, when the Houston Stallion batted, it appears that they had batted Falcons out of the game.
Yes, they were scoreboard pressure by the time they turned at bat, and I dare say.
So Chima on 13. Oh, that's a slashing shot. Through the offside, it goes for 6. Off the batter is one Chima. He goes up to 19 off 13 balls. It's 28 without loss.
A lovely square drive for 6. Oh, my goodness. What beauty. And I can tell you he's just 3 away from equaling the most sixes that is in this tournament for 2016. Chima,
Well,
the man in form, the man to look at. Come on, folks.
so that's the way he bats. Very aggressive player. And I dare to say that the Afghan boys are certainly playing into the strength of Rizwan Chima.
Yes, because he threw even the kitchen sink at that one and got maximum. He was rewarded with maximum. Let's watch and wait for this one. And he's going
Straight
high
on
and
the
hard
ground.
again down the ground. 1 bounce over the ropes for 4. That's the man in form. You're going up into his half, and Al-Masafi, they're being made to pay here from the willow of Chima. My word, good cricketing shot.
So 23 to Chima. Yesterday we saw when they play Falcons, at least Falcons came in with a plan to bowl him slow. Oh, that's just straight on the ground. That's another 4 off the batter is one Chima. This time flat along the track. And it goes away for 4. He has gone quickly up to 27 in just 15 balls. It's 36 without loss in 4.
Well, the stroke of the day. There's nothing better than a straight drive, hitting it straight back the ball past the bowler, as if to say, go back from whence you came. But Chima seems to be a man in form in this format. I don't know the longer formats, but I say he's one for the taking. Viewers all around the world are listening and watching ESPN. Chima, I would believe that some of the scouts are out and they are looking.
So Rizwan Chima goes up to 27. Hamza Tariq is on 6. And so far, it's 36 for none. They're going at 9 and over. As Aftab Alam will be the man to continue. So Al Masafi, they've brought on the Pacers today. And so far, certainly not effective against Rizwan Chima. He's gone quickly up to 27.
Hesitation here for Chima, but it gets in. It was poor running on his part there this time. I mean, he should be hungry to get on strike. It was the batter's call, rightfully so. Chima should have been backing up. And like we said, more so, he is the guy with the broad willow. Sometimes you think he bats with an ironing board.
Yes, I've heard the bats have certainly changed within the last 10 or 15 years.
Yes, the
Thicker edges.
and yes,
And
more gum seem to be in the bats these days. But for whatever reason, I think if Chima, the mood that he's in right now, if he bats with a toothpick, I still think he will get you away beyond the boundary.
so Chima is on 27. So a short ball here from Aftab Alam.
Yes, good attacking, good aggressive bowling there. We are meeting fire with fire. Chima had to take evasive action for that one. He thought of pulling it, but I guess he was surprised by the bounce, perhaps the pace. But it's a good contest, a good battle that's going on here. Well, we have some field changing going on here. The man from the final comes up and the third man goes back. I guess they're thinking he's going to go over the third man. He's going to go in the third man area. Now they're asking him to come back into the circle. So they're trying to set a trap here for the informed Chima.
So ball dug out here by Chima will run away towards the backward square area. Perhaps not the intended shot, but in as much as it is tricky, it's very effective here for the scorecard. It's 41 without loss.
There was nothing absolutely wrong with that ball, but like I said, if China bats with a toothpick and he gets Willow, he's going to be justly rewarded. He was so upset with himself not getting to the 150 mark yesterday. That's a man with ambition. So this time he's trying to better his 100 yesterday. This is a big game. So we'll watch and wait as he settles in.
So he's gone quickly up to 31. And Aftab Alam, you could see there seems to be a little rivalry here between Chima and Aftab Alam.
Yes, there seems to be a battle going on. Chima is advancing and moving around in the wicket, but that was a good delivery to keep him in check. A weird dot ball to Chima. I think he would have been warned that this may very well be his final warning. There's a loud appeal, but I don't think that he was anywhere close to that delivery. He was nowhere with the bat. You can see it from the blade, so they're trying to get their man by whatever means, but the umpire, he stands firm, his feet anchored in cement, his hands to his side. What would have to look to see if that dreaded finger is raised above the head. That did not happen.
So certainly you...
Yes, so the curator here, OB, has given us the center wicket. Yesterday we thought we would have gone on the eastern wicket, but his better judgment say this wicket would have produced a century. Why not stick and stay with it?
So Rizwan Chima would have quickly rose to fame with a 89 ball, with a 61 ball 89. Oh, swung away towards wide mid-on. Will only get a single here. And a single that will make sure that Rizwan Chima will be on strike when play resumes here. They're 42 without loss with Rizwan Chima on 32 not out. Hamza Tariq is on 7. And after 5, Houston Stallions having been sent in here by Al Masafi. And this is one of 2 semifinals today and the grand finals later on this evening. They're batting at 42 without loss.
Yes, and that was a good, nice, tidy testing over there for the Al Masafi boys. The 4 that came from the bat of Chima was one, he got the result, but it was not intended. Either way, he lived to survive after a ferocious appeal in which the umpire was not interested. All of the Al Masafi fielders were interested, but the umpires, both umpires, I have to say, would have none of it because sometimes a lot of people think that the only appeal goes to the standing umpire. But who knows? The square leg umpire can come into play also. They may be appealing for some obstruction, you never know. And the one to see it could have been the square leg. He may have walked on his stump and the standing umpire may not be able to see it. So the square leg will come into the conversation. Are we going to be having a bowling change?
Yes, it is. Ashraf has been given the ball. And he comes in here at 42 for no loss. Rizwan Chima will be on 32. And Ivor, we saw yesterday when Falcons played Houston Stallions, they came into the game having won the toss and asked Stallions to bat. And you saw that they had a plan, while of course it didn't work, but still they came in with some sort of a plan. As we see Ashraf, the first slow bowler to be employed here by Al Masafi. Oh, to no effect at all. Ball hoisted over, long off, and it goes away. 1 bounce for 4. So another 4 here from Rizwan Chima. He goes up to 36, and the score goes up to 46. And I dare presume that Al Masafi can't wait until the power plays are over.
And that settles the question, the answer. Why did he take a single off the last ball instead of hustling for 2? So that he can face the first ball and whack it for 4 from the new bowler.
So Chima, he goes up to 37 with a mistimed shot into the onside. But the Afghan boys have decided that they'll come out and bowl the way that they have done in this tournament, and that is to use the likes of Gulbuddin Naib and Aftab Alam.
Yes, so the partnership is going 37. Chima 26 from 16 delivers. Tariq keeping company, 7 from 10. So he's not wasting any strikes, even though he's on a 7. He's keeping good company.
So ball pulled away towards backward square, and it goes away for 4. Good-looking shot here from Hamza Tariq. And he himself can give the ball a tap. But right now, of course, like anything else, if you're batting with Rizwan Chima, he becomes a dominating partner most times. But Hamza Tariq in its own league, he can give the ball a tap, as he's done there. He goes up to 11, is 51 for none.
Yes, well, cricket is a team sport, so the man who has got the eye in, he gets most of the deliveries once he's making good use of them. And here he's again pulling to the deep backward square leg, but this time they're going to be ambling a single.
And Ivor, one of the things of putting in Stallions into bat first, if Rizwan Chima gets going, and if Hamza Tariq give them a good start, they could literally bat you out of the game even before you bat. And that's what we saw yesterday against Falcons. How do you chase 264 in 20 overs yesterday?
And I can tell you that's a good delivery, which brought Chima into a defensive ploy. And you might want to know if he had a change of mind. Seemed as if he wanted to play with some aggression, but then realized the ball was a good ball. He just played a proper cricket shot, turned it around the corner, ambled a single. In the meantime, a question is being asked by the non-striker umpire for a run-out. They're trying to really get rid of Chima. They are actually trying to get rid of Chima, whether by a mistake from the umpire or not, they don't care.
So Tariq gets a single up to long on and takes the score up to 54. So irrespective of what this partnership will go on to be, no one knows. At the end of 6, they have given them a very good start. 54 on the board off 6 over. Irrespective of where the partnership goes from here, Ivor, this is still a very, very good start. They're 54 on the board.
Yes, because by international standard, the average power play results is 45. So they would have bettered that by...
Danger Man is still here. He is certainly, without a doubt, hands down, the biggest hitter of this tournament. He has a big repetition of scoring big. And yesterday he proved it by slamming 122.
Well, like we say, he's just 3 away from equaling the amount of sixes being hit here in this tournament. And there's going to be a player of the entire tournament. So his eye might be on that as well.
So Javed Ahmadi makes a good start. And now we've seen the Al Masafi boys bringing on the spin in the middle part of things. They would have started with 3 paces earlier on. Oh, danger here. In fact, Hamza Tariq is gone. So 54 for 1. Hamza Tariq falls for 13.
Yes, I think he gifted his wicket away. He ran. He was out stump, yes. He ran past the ball, and the wicketkeeper, in a flash, had the bails off. As a matter of fact, had one the stump down. The umpire, square leg, had no hesitation in raising that dreaded finger. So the partnership comes to an end. And is that a timely change? The bowler made the captain look like a genius there.
Yes, Ivor. Personally, I felt that that yesterday when we saw Falcons play, they had a good plan here against Stallions, at least for Chima and Hamza Tariq. They bowled slow to them first, and we were going to be an easy customer.
Indeed.
So Javed Ahmadzai. Continues here, is 54 for 1. And ball pulled away through square leg. Fielder comes around, makes a good stop, and Perkins is on his way. He's on 1. And brings the big man, the big hitter, Rizwan Chima on 37. It's 55 for 1.
Yes, so he gets off the mark doing a little house cleaning. He pulled out the broom and went to sweeping.
So 80 balls still remaining here. Javed Ahmadi. Very tidy over so far. Oh, he has only given up a single there to William Perkins. And of course, he has struck once already. Oh, tucked away towards long on. We'll only get a single. There is one Chima. And he brings William Perkins back into strike. He has 56 for 1. 79 balls remaining here, Ivor. So still a lot of balls left in a T20 match here for their innings. And Stallions having been sent in here by Al Masafi.
And here it is, the boom is pulled out again, and Perkins, like we said, he's doing house cleaning, and he is sweeping. So his 2 scoring shots were singles, so he's underway. He has joined the party. This partnership, in its infancy, is on 3. So the latest score at the Central Bowwood Regional Park, it's 57-1.
And Ivor, when you look at the matchup here between Houston Stallions and Al Masafi, they would have played in the round robin playoff during their group stage. It was the Houston Stallions who got the better of Al Masafi a couple of days ago. So coming into this match, that has to count for something. And in fact, you look at the Stallions' record; they haven't lost a match in this series yet, and they have beaten the Indian Lions. And the Indian Lions, of course, are a power-packed team. So coming into this semifinal here, Houston Stallions they could be very, very confident that William Perkins settles and waits for Ashraf.
This time he's playing this one deliberately in the air, away from the bowler, to get Chima on strike.
So essentially, they come into this semifinal here between the two with a better record in terms of having played each other from a head-to-head clash. And Al Masafi was the loser a couple of days ago.
Very interesting. Well, twin spin operating, and Chima gets a lollipop, a full toss, and he hits it high into the sky and into the Eastern Pavilion, right into the seats. On the roof, as a matter of fact. So I thought it would come down. Yes, it did come down, but come down from the roof. And my word, can we have a law to say when the ball goes beyond the boundary by such distance that you get a double?
Not too sure, Ivor.
And umpire Samuel is saying they should be getting 10.
So that's a big shot from Rizwan Chima. From a full toss, a ball tossed up previous to that ball, and he hammered it. It's like a golf shot, 64 for 1. He's on 44. Can you stand up, Ivor Henry?
Well, I've cleared my jinx. Ooh, I think I need to stand.
So 44 to Rizwan Chima. 64 for 1. We're in the 8th over being bowled here by Ashraf. 7 in the over so far. Oh, that's a big shot, and that's 50 for Rizwan Chima. Chima gets another 50 here of just 28 ball. Rizwan Chima 50 not out. It's 70 for 1.
I just had to stand because I've been sitting for 650s and they never came. All the batters were out in the 40s. So every time I stand, the batter would make his 50. Once they sit, they happen to just fall for some reason.
Rizwan Chima gets a 50 off just 28 balls. We'll provide some analysis on that. And taking on the pad, so ball going down the leg side. So 8 overs gone. Rizwan Chima, 50 off 29 balls. 5 fours and 4 sixes. 5 fours and 4 sixes. Rizwan Chima, 50 off 29 balls. It's 70 for 1. 8 overs gone. Perkins is on 3. And the batsman out, Hamza Tariq for 13. So we're beginning to see another batting display here from the big man, Rizwan Chima. He's 50 not out from 29 balls. And William Perkins, he's on 3 off 4 balls.
And he's sweeping again, but seems like he's sweeping from outside the off stump. He's still not moved. You've got to get the ball hitting the batsman between wicket and wicket. And he was definitely out from our advantage point. He's struck him outside the off stump. But again, he's doing house cleaning. He's sweeping. Let's watch and wait. And this time again, he's taking one from the offside and is getting an inside edge. Goes to the short fine leg. He rolls away for a single. So Perkins showing signs of aggression there. And that brings the hard-hitting Chima on strike. He is on 56 from 28 deliveries. Can we see a back-to-back century? Well, we're still a long way from that. Well, it may not be so far as I think, because here he goes high and hard through midweek for yet another US Open maximum. I'm telling you, this guy is a joy to watch. And for you who are following it on ESPN, I know that you're not going to be moving from behind your gadget, whatever you're looking at it from. I can tell you, this guy Chima, looking to be the man of the tournament. But before we get to that, he has got to get past Al Masafi as the bowler changes around the wicket, and this time he's playing this one nicely off his pad. Beautifully stopped there by the man at the mid-wicket position. And the batters, in the meantime, would have crossed for one, brings Perkins back and strike. He is on 4.
So Perkins is on 4, Chima is on 57, is 78 for 1. Oh, this time Perkins gets into the yak. He takes one out of the Broward. County Park, it goes on the hill. And it falls to the left of the scorecard. So that's a big shot.
So I can tell you that one went in the direction of Sawgrass Mills. I guess it's gone shopping somewhere in one of those malls over there. That's a big shot. So Williams Perkins have joined the party, and he has gone into double figures. He is on 10.
So he's gone quickly up to 10. We've seen 6 sixes in this inning so far, and that's a huge one here. And just to give people an idea how far that ball went, it went till upon the hill where the scoreboard is at CBRP. And so Perkins is on 10, 57 to Rizwan Chima. It's 84 for 1.
Well, I had a chit-chat with Perkins briefly, and he says everything is a go, and he seems hungry. I looked at him in the warm-up, and I'm telling you, this time he's driving up to long on. He's just going to stroll the single. It's a relaxing single. So, good comeback there by the bowler. We would say moral victory there for him, having been hit for that big maximum out of here. And as, what's his name there? It's out of here.
So it's 85 for 1. Perkins is on 11. Rizwan Chima is on 57. 57 from 31. Perkins is 11 from 8. It's 85 for 1. 9 guns, 66 balls remaining. And we'll have to wait and see. Could be a bowling change here. 2 for 24 so far from Ashraf. He has been given a relief. And it could be Gulbadin Naib,
yes,
who has been brought back into the attack here. Gulbadin, if it's him, his first over cost him 2 runs, so he was quite economical. Number 11 has been given the ball. And so Gulbadin Naib comes into the attack here with 85 on the board.
Yes, I was saying Danny Morrison is the name that eluded me for a minute. It's out of here. That's one of his favorite expressions when 6 is hit. So they're motoring along. The scoreboard is reading 85 for 1.
So Gulbadin Naib, his first over cost him 2. So he comes back into the attack from the bottom of the ground. Would have started the game actually bowling from the top end, and it's 85 for 1. Perkins goes up to 12. Rizwan Chima on 57 not out.
From 31 deliveries.
So 5 sixes so far. So he's chasing Brian Gale. Brian Gale with 15 sixes, and Rizwan Chima with 11 coming into this game. And so far Rizwan Chima has slammed 5 sixes. So you do the math there, Ivor Henry. Oh, that one is plundered. A chance here. Oh, he takes the catch. Rizwan Chima falls for 57. It's 86 for 2. Gulbadin Naib. He's well elated that he has gotten the big man. Chima falls for 57. It's 86 for 2.
And again, the bowler is making the captain look like a genius, because here is the bowler, Naib, very stingy. His first over just went for 2 runs. Now he gets into the wicket column, and he takes the big man, the informed Chima. He goes for 57. Yesterday's Centurion didn't do it back-to-back. Neither a horse or a player in the race. Even though the stallions are out there, the horses are on the track. So we'll tell you the batter in a minute who has replaced Chima. And this time he strokes this one elegantly into the offside, but there's coverage in the area of the deep cover. He effects the stop, and the batsman immediately Well, we're still looking to see who is the batter. But anyway, that's a good, nice, elegant stroke. There he gets off the mark right away. This time Perkins is playing at a slow delivery. Seems as if he would have taken an edge, but it fell short of the keeper. So I guess there was a miscommunication between the bowler and the keeper. He did not indicate to him that he was going to bowl a slow delivery. So he took the pace off. Perkins groped at it, took an edge, but it died on the wicket keeper. Could we give Perkins the benefit of the doubt and say he probably loosened the grip? We would never know. But here is Nabe with the wicket to his name. Bowls to Perkins, and this time he's cutting well and cutting, splitting the backward point, and the man on the short third man boundary goes away for 4. So Perkins has hit a 6, and now he has hit a 4. So he has a 6 and a 4 in his innings. He goes on to 16.
Yes, Ivor. He's gone quickly up to 16 off 11 balls. The new batsman that has come out has us searching for his name.
The Chipley.
Wrong short number. Barrett Chipley comes out, an IPL player. He's on one. It's 91 for 2. And Perkins gets a very slow ball, not effective at all. They'll go through for what we will call one of those rules. It's a fielding fault called a bye. And that will conclude over number 10. So 10 gone, it's 92 for 2. And the fact is, Al Masafi will be quite pleased that, for one thing, while 92 for 2 is a point of concern that they have gone through the first 10, giving up 9 per over, they'll be quite delighted that Rizwan Chima is back in the hut.
Yes, and I can say the bowler, we have to give him credit. He has bowled 2 overs for some 8 runs, and he has joined the wicket column. So good thinking by the captain, but one thing they're not getting right, he bowled 2 slow deliveries. Perkins didn't pick it up, and the second one, the wicket keeper did not pick it up. So the communication between bowler and keeper has got to be a little bit more effective.
So I want to say good evening to the folks in Afghanistan. As we heard from their manager, Mr. Engineer, they will be tuning into the broadcast. It's prime time in Afghanistan. In fact, it is about 7:30 in the afternoon. As Ashraf comes back here for his second spell, and he's bowled. Let's look at his bowling figure: 2 overs, no made, none for 24. But you've got to say he bowled in the time when Rizwan Chima was certainly on a rampage. This could be a little different here. Not to say that Perkins can't strike the ball. And Perkins goes through the onside flat along the ground. We'll only get a single as Barrett Chipley comes back into strike. So powerful put together Houston Stallions team. Barrett Chipley would have played at the IPL level quite briefly and been a part of the squads in the early days and early years of IPL. It's 93 for 2. William Perkins is on 17, 59 balls remaining. The ball cut away. Oh, what a stop here from the man. A backward point. Some of your best fielders are positioned there. And that's a very good field. He saved a couple of runs at least. Ball could have gone away for 4 too. And Barrett Chipley remains on one. It's 93 for 2.
Yeah, that's a busy area. Busy. The point area, your best fielder should be right there.
So we want to say special good morning to some folks in New York, the likes of Debo Sankar, Derek Kalicharan, and certainly Sam Supasa. They're logged into the broadcast, and they said everything is good and clear. 93 for 2.
Well, and like we said, Perkins has pulled out the boom so many times, so I think that he is eyeing a big one. So the minute you start sweeping that early in your innings, it means that you are seeing the ball. In the meantime, the batter would have work this one off the legs into the onside, ambles through for a single, take the score on to 94 for 2. Perkins on 17, Chipley on 2. That's the latest score here at the Central Bound Regional Park.
So there's a projection of 175, 176. Perkins picks it up, hits it over mid-wicket, outside the off stump. And it goes for another U.S. Open maximum, this time off the bat of William Perkins. He goes up to 23, and that brings up the 100 here. For Houston Stallion, they're 100 for 2.
And again, he pulled out the boom, and that's what I'm saying. He's been working for him. He's been effective, and he's looking good playing it. And Brian Lara always asks the batters to employ the sweep. That's what he did with Shane Warne and Molita Van. Those guys just couldn't bowl to Lara because he Used to pull out the boom, meet them halfway down the wicket, turn it around. It's a safe shot to play once you can roll the wrist. Perkins is showing the schoolboys on TV and those who are here how to pull out the sweep shot.
So it's 100 for 2 off 11 overs. Chipley is on 2. William Perkins is on 23 off 15 balls.
I think they're coached for another double. We would have seen them yesterday getting over the double.
Well, the projection is showing 182.
They'll get past that if they can bat the 20 overs. I can tell you that. My predictions have been 99.9% right. You told me that, and I told you yesterday was the Sabbath, so I'm going to say I take that as gospel as well.
So Gulbadin Naib has been relieved here. So he's bowled 2 overs, no maiden 1 for 8 as number 14 has been given the ball. And Javed Ahmadi, he comes back for his second spell. So the Afghan boys are moving around their bowlers quite a bit. Javed Ahmadi, 2 overs, no maiden 1 for 18. He got the wicket of Hamza Tariq.
Yes, he's using the Darren Ganga ploy. He used to do that. Shift around his bowlers before you know, the overs are over.
So Chipley, the man on strike. Oh, he gets a good ball, a chance here. The truck comes in a direct hit, and he's gone. So William Perkins goes. It's 100 for 3. Perkins run out for 23. What a throw from the man, a short backward point. We'll have to pick him up, but a direct throw. And William Perkins on his bicycle is 23. He falls for 23. It's 100 for 3.
It's a busy area. It's a busy area. Your best fielders must be in that area. It must be in that area. Perkins was not mindful of that. He was trying to get on strike because that was a non-existent single, and it was not called a foul. It's a pity to see the demise of Perkins. He was looking well. He was looking good while he was there. He struck 23 from 16, but much to the delight of the Al Masafi team. Number 10. I'm telling you, it was always touch and go. But like we said, that's a busy area. You've got to know how you're going to run those runs.
So Akil Balachandra comes out here with 53 balls remaining. Hashmatullah Shaidi, the man effecting the direct throw. And ball defended here by Akil Balachandra. So a couple of quick wickets here from Al Masafi. And all of a sudden it's 100 for 3. 52 balls still to be bowled. We are in over number 12. 2 relatively new batsmen at the wicket here, Balachandra and Bart Chipley. Chipley is on 2. An attempted sweep to the onside. Doesn't make contact. It's 100 for 3. We are in the 12th over. Balachandra has faced a couple of balls. Yet to get off the mark. Chipley is on 2. And we have seen Rizwan Chima, Hamza Tariq and William Perkins back in the hut. It's 100 for 3.
This time he's putting out the reverse sweep and making good connection here. This one, would it have legs to get to the boundary? Yes, it does. So he gets off the mark with a boundary.
Yeah, good looking shot from Akil Balachandra. It has to be a confident looking shot because sometimes you wait until you're settled to play those shots. He has come. He's only faced a couple of balls, and he's deciding to play one of those improvised shot, and he was quite successful at it. So he gets off the mark with 4. It's 104 for 3. 50 balls remaining. We're in the 12th over. Oh, it's in the air chance in front of the man. A short mid on. And Balachandra survived. He's on 4. Chipley is on 2. It's 104 for 3.
Yeah, so we have 2 relatively new batsmen at the crease. So the Al Masafi turning the screws here. They're trying to keep them honest. And 2 dots in the book, 2 dots in a row. End of a successful over, even though it's via the run-out route, they would have glad to see the back of Perkins, who was going helter-skelter for 23.
Yes, it was a very good bit of fielding from Hashmatullah Shaizi, and he did exceptionally well to effect the run-out here. Every wicket counts, doesn't matter how they come, and it's 104 for 3, 48 balls remaining.
So again, we're going to welcome all the viewers who are following on ESPN. And for those who are in the stadium, we're going to be welcoming you as well. We say happy Sunday. It's Sunday here in all of Broward County. And this is
So 48 balls remaining. Barrett Chipley will be on strike. He's on 2. 12 gone. It's 104 for 3. So they're going over 8 and over. We'll pick up the ball here. Left arm, leg spin. So Stallions, they're 105 for 3. Akil Balachandra on 4. Barrett Chipley on 3. And we're into over number 13. So a couple more runs in this over so far. And both Balachandra and Barrett Chipley, 2 new batsmen. We've seen the departure of Rizwan Chima for 57 off just 32 balls. And since then, things have gone certainly Alma Safi's way. A lot more conventional and traditional play here. Balls along the ground. And I would venture to think here Alma Safi will be quite happy that the batsmen are beginning to take runs on the interior along the carpet as against balls sailing out of the stadium here, as we saw when Rizwan Chima was at the crease. So it appears to be 108 for 3, 44 balls remaining. Chipley is on 4. Akil is on 6. And Sharafuddin Ashraf, so far, he's bowled 3.4, none for 36. He will finish up here. Oh, there's a big chance of a stump out. And in fact, the wicketkeeper might have fumbled the ball there, allowing the batsman to get back. And the score remains at 108 for 3. We're in the 13th over. And the man Barrett Chipley on strike. He's on 4. 43 balls remaining. And he wants a run, can score, and that could be the end here of Sharafuddin Ashraf. 4 overs, no made, none for 36. He has bowled well in context of a T20 match. Barrett Chipley is on 4. Balachandra is on 6. It's 108 for 3. Overs, no made, 1 for 22. Ball cut away here by Balachandra. They'll certainly come back for 2. And a couple of runs puts the score at 110 for 3. We're in the 14th over. And 41 balls remaining. A projected score of 166. And Stallions having been sent in here by Al Masafi out of Afghanistan. So things moving along here by singles from the Houston Stallions. So not a single here to Chipley. Chipley is on 5. Balachandra is on 9. We've got 39 balls remaining as we welcome back Ivor Henry, who was taking a short break as this ball, it has eluded the man, a deep square leg. And what should have been perhaps just a single there, Ivor Henry has gone on to be a 4. Balachandra goes up to 13.
Lucky 13 he is, and I dare say that was a bad miss. Indeed, that was a bad miss.
So it's 116 for 3. Balachandra is on 13. Barrett Chipley is on 5. We've got 38 balls remaining, a projected score of 168. It's 116 for 3. And you've got to say that the Al Masafi, the Afghan boys, have really pulled this game back from the initial stages of going at over 9 and over. It's 117 for 3 now. It's with Balachandra on 14. Barrett Chipley is on 5. And we've seen a partnership of 17 so far, but they will be quite happy, Al Masafi, with the way things have gone here. We haven't seen balls crossing their ropes and certainly not going over it. And we've seen a lot of singles and Just rotation of strike here from Balachandra and Bar Chipley, Ivor. So Al Masafi will be quite pleased that the balls are not crossing the ropes and they're not going over.
That's right. Well, the fireworks would have died down somewhat. Much to the credit of the Al Masafi boys. They are trying and eyeing a match later this afternoon.
So Gulbadin Naib, he comes back for his third spell, and he would have started with one on the top end of the ground. Came back later on and ball number 10 from the bottom end of the ground. And now over number 15, they have sent him up to the top end. So certainly he's a key man here for Al Masafi. He has had a good tournament.
Well, I'm seeing the two managers at the counters, this ticketing counter. They're trying to book a ticket into the finals. Which one will get there?
So Balachandra on 14, Bar Chipley is on 5. Oh, that's a good-looking shot. It could be the man at extra cover. In fact, it does, and it goes away for 4. Inside out here from Balachandra. Over extra cover, and that's a commanding shot off the bat of Balachandra. He goes up to 18. It's 121 for 3.
Yes, these batters taking a liking to the medium pacers, and most of the ones would have come from the medium pacers or the seamers. The spinners are keeping things in check, but nonetheless, the score's gone up to 121 for the loss of some 3 wickets. Balachandra is on 18 from 13, and he's sweeping. It seems as if the broom has been pulled out here this morning. They're doing the early morning cleaning. Perkins would have started it, and here it is where...
So it's 122 for 3. Chipley is on 5 off 11 balls. Balachandra is 19 off some 13 balls. And we've seen a big partnership between Rizwan Chima and Hamza Tariq. They put on 54. But since then, Al Masafi has played relatively well to bring the game as it is now, 122 for 3. And earlier on, of course, we got a big projection when Rizwan Chima was batting. We saw a projection of 188, 190. Now it has certainly gone down to 160 plus, 165. So from that alone, you will know that Al Masafi has come back somewhat into the game as Gulbadin Naib. He has bowled well. He's bowled 17 balls for 13 runs and got the wicket of Rizwan Chima. And it's 122 for 3.
And then he comes trying again, beaten outside the off stump. Beautifully taken there by the wicketkeeper. That one moved away from the batter. It did cut him in half. But nonetheless, I can say the Al Masafi boys, they're taking it to the wire. They are going to be keeping these things tight. Like I said, I can see some guys with the booking agents. They're trying to book a ticket into the finals. I don't know which one will get there, but there's no refund.
So 122 for 3. Chipley on strike. And another, well, it's a wide. Started as a slower ball, but way outside the off stump, and that's Ivor Henry favorite extra of the series.
Yes, the bowler, he has got to take all of the brunt of that one. That was all he's doing, so that should go to his name.
So lots of people watching the telecast. Want to say a special good morning to the folks in Connecticut. That's the northeast region of our cricketing structure. And they're getting, George Steer is here. George Steer is here literally next to me here. He's helping us out in the box, and he has helped this tournament all along. So you're getting greetings from certainly George Steer. He wants to know he's enjoying the cricket here, and he's glad that everyone here is tuned into the broadcast. So George Steer says hi to all the boys in Connecticut and certainly the folks in the northeast region of the United States. 124 for 3.
Yes, so here he comes, an effort delivery, and he's hitting this one bounce over the fence in the vacant third man area. There's a fly slip employed, but he went sailing over his head for a welcome boundary. I'm still saying that maybe 200 can be in the cards. We still have some 5 overs. The launching pad has been set there by Chima and Perkins to a lesser extent. So there's still, the projection is 170. But if these two batters stay, they already have a partnership of 28. If they can stick and stay and take the current run rate, which is at 8.5 in the region of 10, you can tell me where we will get 10 runs and over from here. We'll still fall short.
So Bala Chandra has gone up to 23. And Ivor, when you factor in Nagy still to come, he made a quick fire 50 yesterday. And he's still yet to come on a partnership of 28, as you mentioned, with Bala Chandra on 23. Bar Chipley is on 6. And some 30 balls remaining here. But you'll have to say Al Masafi will be quite happy with the way things have gone in the middle here. But coming down to the last 30 balls, I get the sense that Stallions could lift it up a notch or two as we get into the last 30 balls. Chipley is on 6 and Balachandra on 23 as Alam comes back for his second spell. Ivor and Alam would have bowled a couple of overs. Let's look at his bowling figure. 2 overs, no made, none for 11, so he was quite economical. And so 30 balls remaining, 128 per 3.
Yes, well, Chipley, he's not set as yet, so they will be wanting to bowl, a few deliveries to him. But in the meantime, it's a team sport, so if he's not getting it away, I'm sure he's going to let Balachandra get in the thick of things. He's gone to 23 of 15, but nonetheless, it's a team sport. There's still 7 wickets in the hut. We'll watch and wait. Alam comes in from the southern end, bowls, and this time he's bowling this one full on the bat. He works it down to the vacant midwicket area. This man from backward square runs around to his left, picks up, rifles in the throw to the wicketkeeper. A good one, gets a round of applause from his teammates. In the meantime, the batters would have crossed for 2 runs. The total goes up by 2 to 130 for 3. Chipley is on.
So Chipley is on 8. It's 130 for 3. 29 balls remaining. Bar Chipley, the man on strike. And
This time he's pulling well, but there's a man in the deep. He's at the square leg position, and he stops and sends a good throw in, 1 bounce to the wicket keeper. The batters would have crossed for 1. Good lift from this wicket. How the wickets play so far, Lenny?
Well, what we do know is that they're playing on a different pitch from last night. They're playing on the middle pitch.
No, the same one.
In fact, the same one as we've been told. One thing for sure is very glossy. And as you mentioned, Ivor, you could have combed your hair. Needed no mirror.
Needed no mirror. Could have shaved.
So it's 131 for 3. 28 balls remaining. Balachandra on 23, the man on strike.
Yes, and this time it's a good delivery. A Yorker dug out there by Balachandra. He has his eye in, as you would say, and that was a good delivery by any format of the game. Tests, ODIs, or 2020. A Yorker is a Yorker is a Yorker. And a dot goes into the book. And at this stage of the game, a dot is just like gold dust.
Yes, Ivor, you'll have to watch out for a lot of those balls coming into the business end here. 27 balls remaining. Bowlers will have to find balls that get into the zone of batsmen that they won't be able to score or score effectively. Balachandra is batting well. He's on 23, a partnership of 31 between the pair.
A swing and a miss. And there's some changing in the field. They've employed a deep mid-wicket. And the batter, Balachandra, he was heading in that direction. But the bowler puts another dot into the scorer's book.
So 26 balls remaining. 1 other semi-final carded for 12 o'clock. And that includes U.S. All-Stars as they take on Indian Lions in the second semi-final. And as we know competition structures. The 2 semi-final winners will head up to the final.
Yes, so here he comes again, and the bowls one pitches well in the block hole. The batsman gets somewhat of it, but he does not get enough to get it past the long on fielder. The ambles through for a single. Total goes on to 132 for 3. Balachandra is on 24. Chipley is on 9. They're trying to set a target score, one which they hope to defend, one which the Al Masafi boys hope to overtake. They would have won the toss earlier this morning and elected to field. So they're trying to contain. They're trying to take wickets. So far, they've got 3 in the wicket column. But I think they've been doing well ever since the departure of the hard-hitting.
Rizwan Chima, he fell for 57.
And
Still got him on.
William Perkins would have chipped in with some 23 runs.
So Alam from the pavilion end runs in again to bowl to Chipley. And Chipley is getting a wayward ball. What a stop there from the wicketkeeper. A very acrobatic stop. And wanting one, and in fact a wide is called from the umpire. So 133 for 3, 25 balls still to be bowled in a very acrobatic.
30-yard circle at all times. So as the batter settles, that is Chipley, and he'll be.
So Yamin Ahmadzai comes into the attack, the man who runs from 33 yards. And if he bowls 3 over, he'll be running 18 times 33 yards, 594 yards. And if he bowls his full spell, well, you do the math, 24 times 33 off a very long run, and he runs in here to bowl to Chipley. Chipley is on 10. So 133 for 4. And the ball straight into the man at short mid-wicket. That's the end of Chipley. He falls for 10. It's 134 for 4. So another wicket goes down here for Houston Stallions. They're batting at 134 for 4. 23 balls remaining.
Yes, like I said, the Al Masafi boys would have employed a trap, and the trap has fly, as we would say in local parlance. They gave him a single in the last over to get him on strike in the dying moments of this innings. And the very first delivery, he just gave catching practice to the man there in the mid-wicket region.
So Dikshanshu Negi comes out to the middle. Number 18 is 134 for 4. 23 balls remaining.
Yes, so it's one of 2 semifinals slated to be played here today. Winner stays, the loser go home. And the car show is slated to be had later this afternoon. So for you viewers who are streaming, following us on stream, ESPN, you'll be seeing a car show later this afternoon. And for those in the stand here, well, you're well seated. So the new batsman is?
Dikshanshu Negi. He comes in here at 134 for 4. So Balachandra picks up another single. He goes up to 24.
And I think, you know what would have happened there? Like we said, there was a chance of a run out, but the fielder who should have been backing up, I don't think that he moved around fast enough. So the man in the point, like we said, that's a busy area. But you have to be mindful. You always have to have a man backing up because the ball is going to be going in that general area more often than not when you're playing with soft hands. So the person on the onside would have to always be on the alert for the overthrows. So in the meantime, the batter would have gone for 1. Get off the mark. He is on 1. Neji, that's it.
So good ball here from Yamin Ahmadzai. He's bowled 2.3 overs, 1 for 30. Negi got a blazing 50 yesterday of just 20 balls. In fact, he was 51 not out. So far since Saturday, he's still not out. And he comes in here looking for more runs. 135 for 4, 21 balls remaining. Akil Balachandra on 25 not out. He has batted well. Oh, taking on the pad. Big appeal going down the leg side from here. And could be a leg by here as it appears umpire Aditya.
But believe you me, a swinging full toss is one of the better balls to bowl, especially in the death overs. That ball was moving in the air. Yes, it was outside the leg stump, but lucky to get away with it, really. But I guess it took the batter by surprise, but it was a good delivery.
So 20 balls remaining. A run a ball will give them another 20 runs. It's 156 with a projected score showing here of 164. So we'll wait and see. Balachandra on 25. Oh, that's a good-looking shot. He waited for it. He guided it past backward point, and it beats the man there, and it goes away for 4. So that's a good placement, shot here by Akil Balachandra. He goes up to 29. Negi is yet to get off the mark. We have 140 for 4.
Well, like we say, Balachandra, he is the man in form. He should have been taking more of the strike when Chipley was on strike. And I thought the batting order would have erred there. I thought that Chipley could have weighted a little lower down the order
So it's 140 for 4. Houston Stallions haven't been sent in here. Balachandra on 29 not out. And an attempted sweep, not really effective, but he gets a single. Balachandra, he goes up to 30. And that completes over number 17. So 141 for 4. A well put together side here. Houston Stallions with the likes of Samuel Badri, William Perkins, Rizwan Chima. And sitting next to us here is a Canadian international, Nikhil Dutta, as he makes his way close to the commentary box. And Nikhil, are you playing today? He's give us a nod of the head, and he says he's not in the squad today. A very shy individual, I think. 141 for 4.
He has relayed a no to me, so I am speaking on his behalf. No. What was the question? He's not playing today.
So it's 141 for 4. 18 balls remaining. Balachandra is on 30 not out. And Gulbadin Naib will finish up here. His 3 overs has cost him 19 runs. And he's bowling at 1 for 19 in 3 overs. He's bowled well, Gulbadin. And it's 141 for 4. 18 balls remaining. 141 for 4. Balachandra on 30. Negi is yet to get off the mark. Here is Gulbadin Naib. Ball hammered down to long off. He beats the man there and he goes away for 4. So a slow-moving mid-off fielder there.
I'm going to ask you to pull out to go in your memory bank. In a 20 over, have you ever seen a bowler bowl a 4-over spell? Okay, don't answer. You're looking at one now.
I'm pretty sure.
You're looking at one now. This
I'm
is
pretty sure.
This is his 4th spell. He would have bowled 1 over for his first spell, 1 over for his second spell, 1 over for his third spell, and now he's into his 4th spell.
You're right on that. Balachandra on 34. Another good ball here from Gulbadin Naib. And in fact, I'll tell you how Gulbadin sorted out his 4-over spell. So he bowled over number 1. He conceded a couple of runs. Then he bowled over number 10. He conceded 7 runs in that over. Then he came back to bowl over number 15. He conceded 11 runs in that over. And now this over is in progress. He's already conceded 4 in 2 balls.
And this one is going into the safe hands of the man down and the long on the boundary. So, number 5 will give you...
So Alam takes the catch.
Alam.
It's 145 for 5. Aftab Alam comes up with a well-judged catch. And wickets falling here. Not a good one here for Houston Stallions, but certainly Al Masafi will be quite happy. 145 for 5, 15 balls remaining here.
And that's what I'm saying. The skipper is employing the Darwin Ganges ploy. He would have rotated his bowlers, didn't give the batters any time to settle down to get used to any one bowler. And like we said, here is Naib in his 4th spell of a 2020 over game. And this one is his last over, and it has brought him success so far.
So Navdeep Dhaliwal comes out to the middle. He joins Dikshanshu Negi. It's 145 for 5, 15 balls remaining.
Yes, so wickets are important, and nothing puts you behind the clock more than losing wickets.
So we've seen a projection here. We're beginning to see a projection here of a 166 thereabout. But the thing is about projections, sometimes they don't know who's batting.
Yeah, well, the projection is based on the current run rate. So they're saying if you stay at what you are, that's what you get.
So Gulbadin Naib, 2 for 23. He comes in here and bowls to Dhaliwal. There's a big appeal. He's gone. So Dhaliwal gets a first ball. We'll wait and see. In fact, Negi is the man out. And Negi would have crossed during the course of the other dismissal. So Negi goes leg before up the bowling of Gulbadin Naib. He picks up his 3rd wicket. And it's 145.
I'm going to put you on the spot again. Get into your memory bank. Possible hat trick. How many times we would have seen that in this tournament right here?
I would say 4 times.
I say 5.
So Nagy is gone. It's 145 for 6.
Yes. As a matter of fact, Samuel Sear was the umpire in the first 4. And now he's sitting right alongside my left here. And he would not be doing duties today, I think. Would he? And welcome, Witch. Good morning to you. Happy Sunday.
By Gulbadi Nabe, he will finish up here. Final ball, and that's a good ball. Steered into the offside. They're running quickly. Only one will be it. And so Varun gets off the mark with 1. The Canadian, another Canadian pair out in the middle. We saw earlier on, we saw Chima and Hamza Tariq. And now we're beginning to see Varun and Navdeep out in the middle. 146 for 6. 12 balls remaining here. And a projected score of 162, Ivor.
Yes, well, just 2 overs to go. So 12 legal deliveries, because we know wides and extras have been playing to good effect here as far as the batsmen are concerned. In this, you'll tell us how many wides they would have bought here, but we know the extras are on 8.
Well, actually, if you look at the extra tallies here, they've done relatively well. It's only 8 extras, and 5 of them would have been wide. 5 wides totaling 5. And as we see, the Yamin Ahmadzai continues. It goes down the left side. Speaking of wide.
Commentators curse.
So that's the 9th extra.
We'll wait for the umpire signal.
In fact,
there's
signal
none, so there's ones. I think you would have missed out there because that one was... No.
It's a dot ball. It's a dot ball. So Varun on strike. He's on 1. It's 146 for 6. 11 balls remaining. So Al Masafi has made. They've really made a good comeback here. They've stemmed the flow of runs. They've taken some wickets along the way. And we haven't seen since the flowing scoring of certainly Rizwan Chima and Hamza Tariq, and to a lesser extent William Perkins and Akil Balachandra. So they will be quite happy going into the latter part here. We have still 10 balls to be bowled. Oh, pulled away through the onside, and that's 4 runs. So off the bat of Navdeep, he picks up a boundary. He gets off the mark with 4. And takes the score up to 140, in fact, 151 for 6.
Yeah, the 150 have come up on the board. That was a poor delivery. You just have to get will on that. There's no man in the deep mid-wicket area. Once you get it past the 30-yard circle, it had 4 written all over it.
So Dhaliwal is on 4. C. Dave is on 2. It's 151 for 6. Yamin Ahmadzai will finish up here. He's bowling at 1 for 40, having bowled 21 balls, and the man who runs from 33 yards. And I wonder, how do you know he was running from 33 yards? Did you measure it yesterday?
Well, I was taking your guesstimation.
So far he has run 594 yards. As this ball gets an outside edge and runs away towards the deep fine leg area, they'll pick up a couple of runs. It all adds to the scorecard. It's 153 for 6.
And we're coming to the close of this inning. And again, the Houston Stallions are trying to set a target, having been sent into bat. They are at 153 for 6. There's still wickets in the hut, so I think from here on in, they're going to have a finisher to take it somewhere in the region of over 170. So that's my prediction.
So 8 balls remaining here. Dhaliwal is on 6. He gets a slower ball, works it down to the deep areas towards the onside. I'll come back for 2. That's good running. And you've got to say, Ivor, this is good bowling here from the Al Masafi boys.
Yes, they're keeping it up. They're not allowing the batters to extend their arms. And the batters, 2 relatively new batsmen at this stage in the game. I think the Al Masafi boys would have done well to have 2 new batters in the death overs. Could you imagine that?
So 7 balls remaining. It's 155 for 6. A projected score of 164. And Yamin, a short ball, not getting hold of the shot is Dhaliwal. He gets a single. He goes up to 9. And now brings Varun. In fact, Varun will be the man on strike. In fact, he will not be on strike as Daliwal has retained the strike with that single off the last ball. And so 6 balls remaining. It's 156 for 6 with Daliwal on 9 and Varun is on 2. 6 balls remaining.
Yes, well, 6 legal deliveries left in this inning. They're at 156, and they're hoping for a big over. And you'll tell the score as the biggest over of the match so far.
Well, we look at the Manhattan here, and might have been the 5th over. We'll confirm with our official score, but I think it is the 4th over. Let's see. Yamed Ahmadzai, yes, 21 of the 4th over by Yamin Ahmadzai, as we see certainly the Manhattan here.
Yes, indeed. Well, they're hoping for a 21 over or maybe a 22 to do one better, and they're in hopes. But again, you have 2 new batters at the crease. At this time, if I was a betting man, I'll say if a set batsman like a Perkins or a Chima would have been there, I would have said they would have probably struck maybe 21 off this. But Al Masafi would have none of that, I can assure you. They're going to try to keep it as tight as can be. Let us watch and wait.
So Alam comes back for the final 6, 156 for 6. Oh, he starts badly there. Short ball going down the leg side. And a good-looking shot off the bat of Navdeep Daliwal. He goes up to 13. And that's a wayward ball down the leg side from Aftab Alam. 160 for 6.
So a good start for the Houston Stallions. When you are trying to set a target, it's always good to score off the first delivery, especially if it's a boundary. That puts pressure on the bowler and on the fielding team. But that was a bad delivery, so I don't think that the captain is going to be assisting the bowler to adjust his field for any bad bowling. But yes, he did it. He's pushing the man back on the fine leg boundary, and he's bringing in the long off. So he did not overpitch in the offside because they're going to go for all it's worth. Still 4 wickets to go, so a wicket does not mean much. Runs are what Houston Stallions are counting on. And he's pulling well. I can see that from here. So 10 runs from the first 2 deliveries, and up goes the hands of umpire Ali, signaling 6. So my projection, at least the second time around, is that they're going to get over 170 when they was in 150. Seems as if I'm going to be proven right in this one. I was proven wrong on the 200, but I did that when Shima and Perkins was batting. So it's a good start here for the Houston 4 runs. So the umpire would have changed his decision, so he would have given them a 1 bounce 4. But nonetheless, 2 boundaries going in the same general area. The short fine leg has come back into play, and they've put the man back on the long off boundary. This time he's working this one off the legs and they're getting it past the short mid-on. They're running 1, they're thinking about 2, and the throw comes in at the bowler's end. Not a strong one, which gave the batter enough time to get back. So 9 from 3 deliveries.
Yes, Ivor, 9 for 3, a couple of 4s, and
the single.
And all singles. So Varun is on strike. Daliwal has gone up to 18. He's plundered a couple of 4s here. So good batting here from the Stallions. 3 balls remaining. And here is Aftab Alam. And Varun is driving straight into the stumps. Chance of a run out. Finally makes it home.
That was a good shot. Too good to be scored off. Imagine, had a beautiful straight drive and you hit it straight back into the middle stump at the non-striker's end.
Yes, certainly a bit of obstruction there, and you'd have to think in the laws and certainly the rules of cricket. If the ball strikes the helmet, if you have a helmet on the cricket field, you're given 5 penalty runs. The ball striking the stumps, how come no penalty run?
Well, I put a little asterisk by that. If the ball strikes the helmet that is put on the field by the fielding team, you get 5 penalty runs. Because if the batter go and he put his helmet back there, the umpire is not going to reward the batter with 5 penalty runs. I can assure you that.
So essentially, the stumps is part of the game, and that cannot be moved, and that you can't work around the rule with that. I remember a couple of weeks ago we were at the Musa Stadium in Texas, and your good friend Sam Plummer, he used to be the curator here. So they were filming the game, and of course, like anything else, that game was live also. And the camera crew had asked him to move the cricket roller out of the scene shots, and he told them very candidly that I'm not gonna move the roller. The roller is part of a cricket match, and he's so right. So the stumps are part of the game. You can't move that, and you can't give a penalty for a ball hitting the stumps. Here we go again. Ball driven along the ground. Good looking shot here from Varun. Will only get a single, and a single that takes the score up to 166 for 6 with a single ball remaining here. And irrespective of what goes on in this last ball here, Al Masafi will be looking to score at least 9 and over here with 166 on the board. I'll give you the last ball here, Ivor.
All right, well, for the viewers, would this be the last delivery you're seeing from this young man? And the ball's a good delivery, which is played out to cover sweeper. They're going to be going back for 2. Whether they make it yes or not, we'll watch and wait. Probably they'll be looking for 3. Oh, but then but the batter would have run past the stumps. This time he was supposed to try for 3 to take the run out. But 2 more to the total, and the score is up on to 168. So my projection was still wrong. I'm 1 off. The projected score now in the run chase is going to be 169.
So a quick rundown of the scorecard so far is Vanchima 57, Hamza Tariq 13, William Perkins 23, Barra Chipley 10, Akil Balachandra 34, Dikshanshu Negu without scoring, Navdeep Daliwal not out on 20, Varun Sidev not out on 3. The bowling, Gulbadi Naib 3 for 24, Yamid Ahmadzai 1 for 45, Aftab Alam none for 29, Sharafuddin Ashraf none for 36, and Javed Ahmadi 1 for 31. You look at the Afghan bowling analysis, and boy, they've fitted their puzzle quite well. All 5 bowlers used bowl 4 exactly, so they perfectly got that right. And so it will be Afghanistan Al Masafi needing 169 to get into the final. We'll take a short break and be back in about 10 or 15 minutes or so, with Al Masafi requiring 169 from 120 balls.
But it's not how you start, it's how you end.
Step with them, I go search for. Yeah.
Javed Amadi and Najibullah Tarakai. The opening batsman here, they need 169 from 120 balls. Sarab Netravalka will start the attack. He comes in out to bowl to Amadi. And straight away, Al Masafi off the mark. Single off the bat of Javed Amadi. He's off the mark with one. And Al Masafi in reply to 168. Posted by Stallions. And they're batting at 1 for none.
Yes, indeed. And
so Netravalka from the pavilion end. And a play and a miss, a big appeal. Oh, he's gone. So Najibullah Taraka, he's gone without scoring. Off the bowling of Sarab Netravalka. Stallions have struck quite early here. Netravalka strikes and Najibullah is gone. It's 1 for 1. So 1 for 1. And Netravalka strikes quite early. So number 4 comes out to the middle. And Mangal comes out to the middle here with Al Masafi losing an early wicket here. And I'm joined by Audley in the box. I want to say a special good morning to Audley here. We are locked into a good battle here. Al Masafi and Stallions in one of 2 semifinals today.
Good morning, Lenny. Yes, seemed to be very interesting. Quick strike by Al Masafi.
So Stallions have made a quick strike here. So Sarab Netravalka, the bowler, will come into bowl to the new man here, Naraz Mangal. They still need 168 from 118 balls. One of 2 semifinals today. And of course, the other one will pit the U.S. All-Stars against Indian Lions. So wonderful day for cricket here, Audley.
Yeah, wonderful day. Indeed, I did say, Al-Fasari, it actually the Stallion that struck early. Wonderful day for cricket. Wind you can see blowing in, right around the place here. And we're inviting all those who can come on down to come and join us here. Wonderful day for cricket.
So Al Masafi, 167 required from 116 balls. They'll need to go at perhaps 9 and over for now. And of course, the required run rate keeps changing depending how well or how not well you do. 167 needed from 116 balls. Sarab Netravalka, part of the U.S. national setup. And one of the players out of a 30-man squad has been considered for national contracts with USACA. As the ball is defended here by Javed Amadi, he remains on 1, and so is Mangal. It's 2 for 1. We're in the first over being bowled here by Netravalka. So Houston Stallions, certainly a top team in this tournament. They haven't lost a game yet, and one of those wins under their belt would have been the mighty Indian Lions. So they really come into this tournament as a very confident team, and they've played here several times already. So certainly a bit of home advantage. And the fact is, oddly, when these 2 teams met earlier on in the round robin phase within their group, it was the Stallions who won against Al Masafi.
And of course, I think they will be going full guns to preserve their record. And actually, it's been a very good over so far by the bowler. Of course, lefty, left-arm fast, coming over, very good line and length. And the batsmen just have to be pushing the ball out on the offside, very good defensive. But very good bowling so far by the Stallions open bowler.
So we'll confirm with our score. It appears to be Yogesh Kumar has been given the ball here. So we're going to see early spin. And that's the left arm leg spinner. Bowled yesterday in the stadium is 2 for 1. And Yogesh Kumar given the ball here. It's 167 to win from 114 balls. Will come into bolt on Naroz Mangal, an Afghan player who's played at the ODI level. So 2 for 1. And Mangal, the man on strike. They've lost the wicket of Najibullah. Out without scoring. In fact, he got the first ball. And so ball turned into the onside oddly as we see spin being employed here in the form of Yogesh Kumar. It's 3 for 1.
Indeed, very easy single. They just trot it down the pitch. And nowadays, you know, it's a norm to have spin opening the attack. So this game is no exception.
And in fact, as we know, the spin usually comes onto the attack to really stem the flow of batsmen who likes, in the earlier part of the innings, like to see the ball come onto the bat, especially openers. By nature, they love the ball coming on to the bat, and certainly sometimes with good spin bowling. Ball cut away nicely here by Javed Ahmad. He doesn't even run, and it races away towards the backward point boundary. That's a lovely shot for 4.
Indeed, the chasing was done by the fielder, but only to retrieve the ball. You know, just 4 all the way.
So Javed Ahmadi goes up to 5. The score goes up to 7 for 1. And it's one of the balls that we have alluded to during the course of this tournament. A bad ball from Alex Spina is to bowl short and wide. And Ahmadi just making hay while the sun shines there. He gets a single out towards the long on, towards the mid-wicket area. And the score goes up by 1 to 8 for 1. And the second over being bowled here by Yogesh Kumar.
Yeah, that ball before, you know, was the delivery was asking to be punished. And indeed, the batter obliged.
So the winner of this match, as we all know, will go into the final. And of course, the second semi-final will see U.S. All-Stars will come up against Indian Lions. And Indian Lions, a super-studded lineup. The likes of Dinesh Ramdin, Lendl Simmons, Ricardo Powell. Santoki is part of that setup. And so that should be a very interesting game as they come up against the U.S. All-Stars with the likes of Jaskaran Malhotra, Gajanan Singh, and some other top players in that team. 2 overs gone. It's 8 for 1. And certainly Kamalas Alexander, Carlito Lopez, Lindell Simmons, Santoki, Dinesh Ramdin. You've got our local boys, the likes of Orlando Baker, Ricardo Powell, Sagar Patel, Stephen Taylor. And not forgetting Zenith Fowler, if he plays today, and Sonny Patel, who bowled brilliantly in the stadium last night. And of course, the U.S. All-Stars will be led by the likes of Gajanan Singh, Hassan Raza, Akeem Dotson, Jaskaran Malhotra, Junaid Siddiqui, Zishan Qureshi, Said Ajmal, the former Pakistani international. And not forgetting Najaf Shah, who bowled exceptionally well the other night.
Yes. And just a reminder, Stephen Taylor is a captain for the U.S. team, the national team.
So it's 13 for 1. We're in the third over being bowled here by Sarab Netravalka. And he runs in here with a wicket already in the bag. Oh, that's a big shot here from Mangal. It clears along on by some distance. And we've seen the first maximum here from the Al Masafi innings. It comes off the bat of Naraz Mangal. He goes up to 8. It's 19 for 1. That's a big shot, oddly.
That would be 6 on any ground in the world, I would say. It was huge and no chance for the fielder. They just watch the ball sail over the boundary for 6.
So Mangal goes up to 8. It's 11 to Amadi. It's 19 for 1. And that's another big shot in the power play. Fielders giving chase. They'll come back for 2, I think. And in fact, they'll settle on 1. In fact, they'll come back for 2. So another couple added to the scorecard. The scorecard goes up to 21 for 1. And Naraz Mangal not timing it well or certainly not getting hold of the shot, oddly. But he goes up to 10. It's 21 for 1.
Yes, that was a bit risky. But, you know, you get away with it in this early part of the innings. because of the fielding restrictions.
So Netravalka with 13 in the over so far. Not a good one here for Stallions. Ball going down the leg side. A good take from Hamza Tariq, the Canadian international. And we've seen the first extra here conceded by Houston Stallions. It's 22 for 1.
Indeed, steady start. The Stallions are bowling quite well. And it's now for other side now to push a little to make use of the power play.
So it's certainly been a good over here from the Al Masafi point of view. We've seen 14 runs in the over so far. From the start, they would have needed to go at almost 9 and over. And so far they're going at 7.76. They've lost a wicket along the way. And they've lost a key batsman in Najibullah Tarakai. He got a first ball off the bowling of the man bowling here. Netravalka is 22 for 1.
Oh, good delivery. Beaten through to the wicketkeeper.
So 3 overs gone is 22 for 1. Javed Ahmadi on 11. Mangal is on 10. Whether or not
Batter just walking around, getting himself ready, playing some imaginary defensive shot.
So Javed Ahmadi is at a good series. One of the all-rounders here, bowled quite well. And now he comes out here batting at number 3. In fact, he would have started. He's the number 1 batsman, 22 for 1. It's 147 needed from 101 ball.
Flashes outside the off stump, misses through the wicketkeeper. Good delivery.
Yes, a good start here from Yogesh Kumar. If you're bowling dot balls in a row, you're bowling well in T20 cricket. And this one is hammered down to a short backward square and still 3 dots in the book here. So a good start here from Yogesh Kumar in his second over. He's bowled well in his first. And so far he's bowled 9 balls, only conceding 6 runs. This is good bowling.
Brilliant for his captain and his team.
Oh, that's a good-looking shot here from Javed Ahmadi. Beats the man at mid-off, and it goes away for a boundary. So sooner had we said how good he was bowling, he gives up a 4, and it's 26 for 1, oddly.
Yes, the fielder down there dove full length, but to no avail. You think maybe he was trying to do the Michael Phelps, but he was not successful. 4 runs.
So good protection here from Yogesh Kumar. You look at his field setting here, oddly, as pointed out here by umpire Samuels. And what a shot here from Javed Ahmadi, just guiding the pace of the ball. And it goes away for another boundary. He goes up to 19 consecutive 4s from the right-hander.
Indeed, just using the pace of the ball, just guide it down to the vacant, the slips, and down to the boundary for 4 runs.
So we see a ring of fielder on the offside here, from cover all the way down to a short third man. Oh, that's a big shot again from Javed Ahmadi. He'll pick up another boundary, and it goes away over extra cover this time. It's 23 to Javed Ahmadi, 34 for 1, 3 4s in that over. And not a good one here for Stallions, but a very good one here for Al Masafi. They're batting at 34 for 1, 4 overs gone.
Yes, similar. The batter seemed to have some appointment.
Still 135 to win from 96 ball. Oh, what a poor delivery, and given the full treatment here from Mangal. He goes over long off for another U.S. Open maximum is 40 for 1.
And that was a spectator's catch. It was caught by someone over the boundary. So I was wondering if Nagy was going to be bowling at a nagging length. But the first one, was full, and he was duly dispatched for the maximum.
It's a good-looking shot there, Ivor Henry. 40 for 1.
Inside out. It was a beauty. I'm telling you, a good cricketing shot. Like I say, you would think you're looking at an ODI or a test match. You don't see many of those in the Cow Goat game. But here is the semi-finals. They're vying for a spot in the finals this evening.
So Nagy short ball, cut into the offside. They go through for 1. And oddly, maybe we'll have to ask the tournament management next year, maybe, to award those catching the balls in the stands $500 US.
That would be great, but then they'll have to maybe say one-handed because maybe too much catches have been taken. So take a one-handed catch.
So it's 42 for 1. Amadi is on 24. Mangal is on 17. Required 127 from 93 balls. So 8 in the over so far. Dikshanshu Negi, 6 and 2 singles. So he's made a comeback, having been carted out of the park with a big shot from Naraz Mangal. Mangal is on 17. Oh, that's a big shot. And it goes all the way in front of the commentary box, and he goes for another 6 here. That's a good-looking shot from Mangal. He goes up to 23.
Well, Al Masafi is trying to book a flight, book a ticket to get into the finals. And let's not forget, there's going to be a car show later this evening. So for those of you who are in the vicinity of the Central Broward Regional Park, we're asking you to come on in and grace us with your presence.
So that's not a good-looking shot here from Mangal. Fila is coming around. He makes a valiant attempt to get to the ball. He doesn't. And it goes away for 4. That brings up the 50 here for Al Masafi. They're batting at 52 for 1 at the end of over number 5. And that's another good over here for Al Masafi, oddly.
Yeah, so I must say, Negi was not bowling. He did.
He returns here. Will come into ball to Javed Amadi. Amadi is on 24. It's 52 for 1, still 117 runs to get into the finals if they should get those runs. And they have at their disposal 90 balls remaining. Yogesh Kumar, the left-arm next spinner, with a pack backward offside field. A man, a square cover, man, a backward point on a short mid-wicket. Ball goes into the vicinity of short third man. And the score goes up by 1 to 53 for 1, oddly.
He played that one very late. You know, I heard some commentary once where the man said, look, if that ball was played any later, it would be tomorrow. And that was very, very late.
So 53 for 1, still 116 to win from 89. So we're in the 6th over here. Oh, that's a big shot here from Mangal. He continues to bat aggressively well. And that one has gone outside of the playing area. In fact, it does go. And that's another 6 off the bat of Naraz Mangal. He goes up to 33 from just 15 balls. It's 59 for 1.
He is in a rush. And the appointment is really for the finals. That's what I was made to understand, right? He has an appointment for the finals, so he's in a rush.
So it's 110 needed from 88 balls, 7 in the over so far. And Mangal has gone up to 33 from just 15 balls. Amadi, he's batting at 25 from 16. And we're in the 6th over. We'll have a change of commentators at the end of this over. I think Zafar Shaw is coming in, and along with Vinod. So here's the ball turned into the onside, and they'll go through for 1. And Mangal goes quickly up to 34 here, oddly 60 for 1.
Very good going so far by Mangal and Amadi. Very good going. The Stallions will have to try and stem the flow of runs if they're going to stay in this match.
So 109 needed from 87 balls. Kumar with 8 in the over so far. Will come into bowl to Mangal, who's in fact Amadi. Amadi cuts, can't score this time. And it's 60 for 1 in the 6th over.
Very good cricket being played at the moment. Very good cricket.
So, in fact, it's Vinu Prasad, the bowler. So, the ball swung away here from Javed Amadi, and he goes up to 29, is 64 for 1.
Short on the leg side, he just turn around, pull the ball, one hop over the boundary, 4 runs.
Well, we still have one legal delivery left in this over and in the power play period. So 64 it is at this juncture. And again, he's pulling out the boom and getting it past the man at the short finding position for 2 consecutive fours, and it takes the total on to 68 for 1. And the one chases on. They're trying to get to 169 for victory. My word, the winner stays, the loser go home. We have a change in commentator. We have Vinod and Shaw.
Masafi, and they're showing that exactly 68 for 1. It's a wonderful power play session where they got runs at 11.33, and the required run rate is now 7.2, which is very manageable. The only thing is that you have to manage that over 14 overs. Good start there by Balachandra.
Well, they have lots of wickets in hand, so task is very challenging, but this is doable if they play it right, because they have wickets in hand.
Balachandra this time 2 straight. It's played away down to mid-on. There's a single. Score moves on now by 1 to 70. Mangal is on 35. Amadi on 33.
Their strike rate is really, really good at this particular time. Ahmadi 33 for 19 and Mangals 35 for 18. And if they continue to this pace, in a few more overs, I think it will make this game very interesting.
I think at this point in time, they definitely have the upper hand. Some sort of consolidation needed early in the innings. They've gotten that. They've started to get the runs at a quick order, and they're looking pretty good at the moment. This is Amadi going airborne. He's in trouble here, and the fieldsman down there, deep backward square leg, puts it down. That's a crucial miss. Amadi has been looking in fine touch, and he went airborne with that one. Balachandra is one of those slippery medium pacers. He got the top edge on that occasion, and the fieldsman down there putting it down. 71 for 1. That's a crucial miss, Shah.
Big time miss, because as you know, all these players, they only need one chance to make them pay for the mistake they make. So I just hope that either he's going to capitalize or he's going to get him out. But that was definitely a crucial point, because these two batsmen are very set.
Good presence of mind there on that occasion by Mangal. So the opportunity for a single as Amadi drove outside the off stump, missed completely. The ball ricocheted from the wicketkeeper, and he was able to call him through for a single.
I call them blind spot singles, where wicketkeeper runs and then you can run because there's nobody there to get you out, unless it's a direct hit.
Well, these days we have been seeing a lot of direct hits. The fielding. T20 cricket has really improved the standard of fielding.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think Vinu is coming back on again.
Vinu Prasad, experienced bowler, experienced left-arm orthodox spinner.
Yes.
At the IPL, he's attached to the Kolkata Knight Riders. So he brings a wealth of experience into the US Open. He's going to bowl to Amadi. The delivery is down the leg side, and there's a fine tickle on that one. Goes a few meters away from the boundary, and Amadi comes back for 2.
Good fielding by Chima at this time. Chima had a very good inning the first inning. 57 again, century yesterday.
Better delivery on this occasion from Prasad, just on and about the off stump. There's nothing much that the batsman can do with that. Score remains 74 for 1. This time he goes over cover, and this one should have the legs to reach the boundary. It does. Pitch stop there on that occasion, Prasad, just lifting it over the man at cover. And once he did that, it was always going to be 4 runs.
I really like this shot from him. He really know what is he doing with this shot, right? Going in the gap and going over the players for the 4 and again the extra covers.
Two horses in the race, and you say one is a dark horse, one is a stallion, and one is a dark horse. The dark horse is galloping.
Prasad again. Better delivery on this occasion. Pitched on middle. Turning away from him. He was able to get a single because there is no one there at the mid-on position. That area is vacant. And he's inviting him to take a single there. 79 for 1. This one too straight on this occasion, and Mangal clips it down to deep mid wicket for a single.
Mangal is is not a new face on the surface. He played for Afghanistan, and I think he's been dropped. So from this tour of Bangladesh, I think they went to, and it's nice to see him coming out to the U.S. Open and playing with the rest of the international stars on the stage.
Prasad again, and he's out caught. A delivery well pitched up outside the off stump. He did not get over it. He just slashed at it. It went airborne and was caught on a second attempt at gully. And that's a crucial breakthrough. Javed Ahmadi on his way for 42. He faced 26 deliveries.
Very crucial game of quarterfinal against the Miami Shark, and he's back here today.
Balachandra continues.
Shahidi on a strike.
Single down there at the third man. The fieldsman on that occasion actually dived before the ball reached him. He
Like
seemed to have damaged himself.
Yeah, shoulder injury probably. Yep, shoulder injury, showing the indication to the players outside that come on in for the shoulder injury.
Well, this broadcast,
Is.
this broadcast on ESPN3 is beaming all over the world, and we're getting messages from all over. There's a message coming from Dur Mohammed, and he's from Afghanistan. He's enjoying what he's seeing at the moment here at the U.S. Open, and his team, they're battling well. They're 82 for 2 in pursuit of a victory target of 167. The 87 required again.
169.
169, sorry, 87 required again. And at this point in time, with a current run rate of 7.5 and 8 wickets in hand, one would fancy the chances of Al Masafi.
They're halfway through, and it's still got
good delivery from Balachandra, but again, too straight. The batsman allowed to play it away down there to mid-on. There's a single. Score goes on to 83 for 2. And Shahidi has come in. He's actually off the mark. Noraz Mangal has now a huge role to play in shepherding his team to victory.
they had a good partnership yesterday. Let's see what they do today, but it looked very promising.
This one is cut away nicely down to third man. There's protection there. A single the result.
Interesting thing is that they're trying to make the runs on every ball, either single or double or boundaries or whatever. They just want to have the strike rate going, continuing going high and high and high.
Making room on the leg side. Balachandra followed him and he was able to dissect the field down there. Two fieldsmen, one from mid wicket, one from a wide long on, converging on it. But all they can do is retrieve it beyond the boundary, and that is another four there for Al Masafi. Mangal goes on to 42 to score 88 for 2. We're in over number 9. It's 89 for 2.
And Winnie back on bowling.
Mangal again. A direct hit from the fieldsman down there. The umpire on this occasion was actually in the right position to see, and he was able to adjudicate a not out decision there. 90 for 2. It's now 9:30 in the night in Afghanistan, and probably within an hour or so, there could be celebrations in the streets of Kabul. I well remember a couple of years ago that Afghanistan played in Trinidad and Tobago, did defeat the national team, and there was massive celebration. One, Matula Abid, who is here with us, left the press box and ran onto the field. He was so happy and jubilant that he ran out of the Queen's Park Oval onto Trackbridge Road. Someone had to bring him back. The experienced skipper Vinu Prasad now from the far end. Good delivery, sensible batting there by Shaidi. Just getting the singles. Mangal is doing his thing on the other end. The required rate is 7.31.
Very impressive strategic planning to play the inning and achieve the target.
Good delivery again, but I think Prasad, what he needs to do is to put that mid-on in place, to put some pressure on the batsman. He's allowing easy singles, and given the fact that the required rate is just a trifle over 7, he can't afford to be giving singles away.
I think he just made the full change, bringing somebody on to the.
Well, he actually put
short.
some. He's putting a mid off. Delivery outside the off stump. Taken by the wicketkeeper Shaidi on that occasion, not getting across, not getting close enough to the ball to cut it. Neat little dab down to short third man. So the people of Afghanistan definitely, they look forward to cricket as this great unifier. And wherever their team plays, at whatever level, they always celebrate the victory. Short and wide outside the off stump, and that's a simple catch put down there by, is it Rizwan Chima?
Yes.
One would have expected a better effort from a senior campaigner like Chima. That delivery floated outside the off stump. Again, Shaidi not getting across, not to cut that one, and taking the leading edge. And Chima has put it down.
That's the second catch drop in a very short while.
And he's getting some, what we call in the West Indies, some pecan. from the Afghan bench. I see Engineer Haroon, sorry, is on his feet, and he's giving him, some pekong. I'll tell you something. I see Chima is laughing. I don't think he should be laughing at this point in time after such a silly mistake.
Yes. Makeable thing, you drop it, and then it gets cost you the run. So I just hope that someone will capitalize on it, the bowling side or the batting side. They keep punching the ball on the offside to get singles.
Sensible batting will take them to this victory. And they need to understand that this Afghan team is an experienced outfit. They have been playing cricket. They have been playing one day internationals. Not the Al Masafi team, but a great composition of the team are also involved at the national level. So the experience is there.
Definitely.
This delivery slashed away, pass backward point and dunk to the boundary for 4. And that was a welcome boundary on that occasion there by Noraz Mangal. He has now moved on to 49.
Impressive 49 and 27 deliveries.
Well, the Stallions here, I think they're in some trouble, and panic could well set in very soon. Victory target 169. And Al Masafi, they have already reached 98 for 2. Balachandra trying his best from the pavilion end. He moves in. Good delivery. But again, the field is set deep, which allows for an easy single.
And that brings the 50 for Mangal.
And that's Mangal's 50. Noraz Mangal leading from the front here for his team. 50 runs. Coming off just 28 deliveries, Shah?
Yes, sir. 28 deliveries for 50. Batsman should take a strike.
He makes room on this occasion, created room as Balachandra was moving in. He did step back a bit, and he was able to create the room to cut it down to a deep point and on the boundary. And there is a single for him. The score has reached 100. Al Masafi, they've raised their 100 of just 10.5 overs. I tell you something, I looked at that pitch this morning, Shah, and I remember remarking to you and the others there that it looked like glass. There was no way anyone was going to get any purchase from that. That ball was going to come on nicely onto the bat for stroke play, and that we're seeing that reflected by the score on the board.
Yeah, I think all the ballers know what the wicket look like, and I think when we were there, we know it's a hard surface and it's shiny, which means the ball is going to bounce a little bit. I think the baller has to put the proper deliveries into the channel that they want to go to, and the right spot. The batsmen have some difficult time to play the ball. If they don't do that, then it'll be much easier for batsmen to score the run. In this case, this is what is happening, that they are pitching the ball within the wickets, but I think they're playing a little bit short, and batsmen are playing very easily. They're taking single and double with ease. There's no pressure on them.
Well, the Stallions have been very dominating in this tournament so far. Their 2 victories, they were comprehensive. And, I hope that they don't remind me of a racing horse in Trinidad and Tobago by the name of Barry Bahin. Barry Bahin took off and just before the finish line stopped for a cause. Prasad has made a bowling change at the northern end. And it's going to be Negi, the little leg spinner.
Nagy has been very key player of this team from all-rounder perspective. He did some damages around the battings with the bat and now with the ball also.
Here comes Negi, delivery well pitched up, and this is played away down to the cover boundary for 4. Wonderful shot. This arching back and playing it to the left of Vinu Prasad there at cover and down to the boundary for 4. And the score rifles along to 105 for 2. And I'm seeing visions of Barry Barhin.
64 required in the remaining 9 overs. I think Stallions have to put some pressure on the batsmen because they are playing with very, very ease.
Nagy again, this delivery well pitched, stopped and played down to the long on position. You know, looking at the turf this morning, there was no way any of the spinners would be effective on that. You can't get any purchase at all. Because of the nature of the track, the ball will skid on as opposed to turn. Now, the spinners, their variety has to be now the slower one, the one that bounces a little more. But turn, I think, is pretty non-existent out there. Nagy around the wicket, and this is Shady getting back, trying to cut it down to third man. Seems to be a favored area for him.
If they put a good line and length, I think they'll be successful. Ball doesn't need to turn if it's in the line and length because batsmen will have some difficulty to play.
Delivery well pitched up, and this is driven beautifully and through the covers for four. I'll tell you something. This Al Masafi team continues to impress. They're looking very dangerous indeed. They're looking well organized, and that, Shah, is always a very, very dangerous sign. The partnership has now reached 30.
I think
I'm not seeing Lenny hopping like umpire Dave Shepard used to do.
I think the Masafi is in total control of the game at this particular time.
Well, it's theirs to lose, Shah.
I think they're playing very easy. They're calm and they're collectively and they're just going with the business, you know.
Very
But they have
passionate
things
cricketers.
happen. Exactly.
Yeah, very, very passionate cricketers. These guys from Afghanistan, anything that they could celebrate in a war-torn country is always welcome.
Yes, and in that region, I think everybody is crazy about the cricket.
For a moment there, I thought you were indicating that everyone in that area is crazy. This one is tucked away down to the backward square leg. Shady gets another single. He moves on to 12, is it?
12 or 13 balls.
Yes. And,
112 for 2.
and Maitland continues to be quicker than the scoreboard. And he has won his race.
No, they're going on a cruise control within the speed that they're allowed to go, and then they're just going.
Cricket is a funny game, you know. You look at the Stallions beating up everybody, reaching this position, and you look at Al Masafi, who really struggled initially, losing their first 2 games, and now they're in a position to reach the finals.
It reminds me of 93, 92 World Cup when Pakistan was almost out of the World Cup and going into the playoff knockout round, and they just made it, and they won the cup. So sometimes it does happen that sometime you need a second chance, and when you get second chance, you capitalize on it. I think same thing happened to West Indies and Bangladesh.
Well, if you well remember the 1992 World Cup when Pakistan were bowled out for 74 and then Rain fell against England.
Yes.
Had England won that game, the West Indies would have qualified for the semi-finals. Well, as fate had it,
Yes.
Pakistan went on to win the title.
Yeah. So second chance is a second chance. Depends on you capitalize. So one may be a dark horse, but this is their second chance.
Good running between the sticks there. The fieldsman down there taking his good old time and kind of feeling sloppy. At this point in time here, the guys look very flat. And the skipper needs to G up his players. A wicket or 2 here, you never know what could happen still.
It only need a 1 or 2 wicket break to get the team charged here. But I think I see the body language from the Stallions is kind of, the average, not really exciting and charging to put some pressure on and getting into the game.
Balachandra in his 4th and final over, he so far conceded 26 runs. Hasn't taken a wicket. I can tell you something, Shah. If Lenny and Ivor comes back in now, the Stallions are back in this game.
Eventually, they're going to get back in before the game is over.
So I'm holding. Shah and I, we're holding for Al Masafi at this point in time. Balachandra outside the off stump. Nice, pleasant drive. A bit uppish, but safe from Shahidi. Seems to be the right man at this point in time for the occasion. 119 for 2 at the end of over number 13.
51 more required.
It's a short delivery, and Shahidi should have done much better with that. There's a man at short third man, there's a man at backward point, and I think had he placed that between them, he would have gotten 4. Shidev again around the wicket, again short and wide, down to the sweeper's position. There's a single.
Lenny was fast. He must be in the Grand Al Masafi bus. They're running pretty fast.
You know, fast is something in the West Indies. Fast takes on a number of different contexts. So I don't know. I want to suggest the gentleman was pretty fast with the leather ball. On the leg side, and this is put away for 6 runs. Just helped on its way, and Mangal has moved into the 60s now. He's on 64. Your thoughts, Shah?
Impressive. I'm speechless at this time because I didn't expect that they're going to be coming out with this ease and making this run with so comfortable and with this many wickets in hand because Houston bowling is not that bad as it look.
Again, this is Mangal and taking this one airborne, and he's out caught. An unnecessary shot there from Mangal. And he is walking off. Both batsmen are walking off. His partner is so disappointed in the shot, he has decided to go off with him.
Realize on the opportunity that 2 new batsmen are there and see if they can put some pressure on and get another wicket, then it will be anybody's ball game.
Well, Mangal was caught by Netravalka of the bowling of Shidev for 64, and he faced 35 deliveries, 125 for 3, and a slight look in here for the Stallions.
The Jamal is back.
Jamal to face Shidev. Sensible batting. The run rate has actually required, which has touched under 7 now. So that definitely was an unnecessary shot.
Absolutely. They were doing very well. You know, it's just controlling the nerve on the tempting balls that how sometimes you lose it because it's so good to hit.
These guys are very experienced players, and one would hope that or expect that I see my cameraman seems to be in some problems. But it's the end of the over. It's 127 for 3.
In 14 overs. 42 runs more required.
Well, Shahidi is a set man. He's in there. He's on 18. He has faced 20 deliveries. Has been a bit busy out there, to describe him at best. And he probably needs to guide the rest of the innings. Just 6 overs to go.
Nagy back on attack from the pavilion end.
Singles can do it with the odd 4.
I think this is what their strategy, the way I've seen the last 5-6 overs, that they are just going with the single double, and loose ball. They just hit it here and there and then get the boundaries out of those.
Well, that's sensible.
Yeah, and they have been successful doing that so far. So if their game plan changes, I'll be a little bit of a surprise.
Well, Nagy has switched ends. He's now coming from our end. Delivery outside the off stump that pushed away nicely there by Shahidi for a single. He moves on to 19.
128 for 3. 41 more is needed.
Good delivery there by the leg spinner. Short delivery going down the leg side. Jamal not being able to hit it away too far, but he gets to.
Good
Gets a
read
double.
from the batsman to see there is a single to make double. I call that this is a run they steal at this time.
Well, I'm still not impressed
Yeah.
with the field set here by Prasad. The field is set too deep, given the fact that the required rate is around 7.
Yeah. There should be one.
Too many easy singles are given away.
There's a whole gap on the onside. I think they could have brought one in within the 30-yard circle from the mid wicket.
I'm getting the impression he's trying to get the batsman to play against the spin in an effort to get them out. But this particular pitch is not allowing for that because the turn is not generous. Well pitched up delivery, driven back to Nagy.
If he's continued to pitch the line, he's going to get dot balls. But moment is short. They're going to make it.
Again, lovely delivery, pitching it right up.
Very good over.
Nagy has completed his third over at the end of over number 15. It's 130 for 3. Al Masafi must look out because here comes Lenny and Iva.
I think they're looking for another exciting game.
Yes, well, we want to welcome back Lenny Archibald into the commentator's booth alongside yours truly, Ivor Henry. Earlier, we were joined by Audley Watson, a.k.a. Watto. Audley, he's not strapped up with a microphone. I was going to ask him about his Thanksgiving dinner and his Black Friday. If he would have requested a storage for all of this stuff he would have bought on Black Friday. But we're back with live cricket here as the batters is racing to get to the non-strikers end, but the bowler did not pick up cleanly. So in the end, they scampered through for a single. They're just over a run a ball to get to the 169 required for victory. Shady is on 24 from 23. He's just joined by Jamal, who is on 3 from 6. Mangal, being naughty, he has gone for well-played 64, but at the time when he would have gone, it's a well-played, he was gone for well-played 64. And this time it has gone over the boundary ropes and over the man. Man's head there at the deep fine leg area for US Open Maximum. And I tell you, they're off to the races. 141 for the loss of 3 wickets. And we'll be telling you about the sixes after a while. We know that Chima would have fell short. And I think he's going to be remaining short of the coveted most sixes that would have been hit in this tournament by an individual. Because the way things are going here, Al Masafi has already booked a ticket to get into the finals. They're just waiting to be boarded. So 27 needed to win here for Al Masafi. And I think we are going to be calling it for them from this juncture, unless a miracle happen and the Stallions can work some magic. But I think at this moment they're missing one of the trump cards. He made his debut here. Badri, you know, he's been a workmanlike for the last 3 days, and he's not in the lineup today. We didn't get an official report from him. But you know, he's a professional cricketer, and sometimes, you know, you have to pace yourself. We know he has other commitments, and he has got to be workmanlike. here, there, and everywhere. So a much needed rest for him at this time. But I dare say, yes, they were missing his experience, his guile, and what have you. So I'm going to step away from the microphone a little bit to get a very, very important phone call, and keeping company with the great Lenny would be Audley Watson.
So Stallions on the verge of losing here to Al Masafi. Al Masafi requires 26 and 24 balls. Hashmatullah Shaidi has batted well. He's on 25. He's the man on strike. It's 143 for 3. And Sarab Netravalka comes back into the attack. 2 overs, no maiden, 1 for 16 as we welcome Audley. And Audley, it appears to be Al Masafi all the way. Stallions, as Ivor would have mentioned, missing a couple of their bowlers, certainly their key bowlers. Samuel Badri is not playing here today. And also Nikhil Dutta is not in the lineup. So definitely they're short. And they're short not necessarily on quantity, but they're short on the quality of spin bowling that Samuel Badri and certainly Nikhil Dutta would have brought to the table here this afternoon.
Without a doubt, Lenny. And I must say that the Stallions seem to be running out of the money this time. You know, the Stallions always finish in front, but they seem to be running out of the money.
Yes, of course, a Stallion is a male horse. 145 for 3. Hashmatullah Shaidi is on 27. He has batted well. And Nazir Jamal, he has helped himself to 10 so far. So Al Masafi, a very composed team. They seem to have a good idea how to play this game, how to adapt to the conditions here in Broward County. And so far so good. They've lost a couple of games during the round robin playoff. And in fact, one of those games that they would have lost was against this very team. So they're beginning to gain some bit of revenge here. And what in a round that really matters most.
Definitely. Winning when it counts. That's really what really matters.
So they're probably on course here with 24 to win from 23 ball. Lots of wickets in hand. And Netravalka, oh, that's a good-looking shot through the offside, and it will go away for 4. So 4 runs off the bat of Hashmatullah. He goes up to 31. It's 149 for 3 and brings the equation down to 20 to win from 22 balls.
Indeed, that will put Al Masafi further in front. We had them in front before, but with that boundary, exactly they are in front even further.
And the fact is, oddly, the compound matter here for Houston Stallions, they've dropped some vital chances. Their feeling certainly hasn't been at one of the better ones we have seen in this tournament. And Netravalka will try again. It's 31 to Hashmatullah. He's batted well. It's 149 for 3. And they need 20 from the next remaining 21 balls. And the way things are going here, you shouldn't lose a match with 20 to win from 21 balls, oddly.
You know what is said, that catch matches, drop matches. You know, indeed. And that's what happened to the Stallions, seemingly at this point.
And, of course, missing 2 of their key spinners here today, both Dutta and Badri not playing. It's 149 for 3. Hashmatullah, on the other hand, he has composed a well-played 31, make that 32, as he gets another single out along off and brings the equation down into the teens here to win. They're 19 away from the final with 20 balls remaining. And the question is, can Stallions bring a surprise here? Can they get a couple of wickets and make it quite dramatic? We'll have to wait and see. But the way things have gone in this series, what I've noticed from this Al Masafi team, they don't look unruffled at all. They look very composed. They have a clear head of what's happening. And so far, so good. They're perhaps just 19 runs away from the grand final of the U.S. Cricket Open.
Well, Lenny, as it said, that cricket is a game of glorious uncertainties, and it's not over until it's over.
So Jamal is on 10, Hashmatullah is on 32, a partnership of 25. And just to give you an indication what has happened before, Javed Ahmadi, he made 42. Najibullah Taraki, he made 0. Naraz Mangal, who certainly gave the innings some bit of momentum, he fell for 64. He batted extremely well and was able to put away the bad ball with some bit of ease. And Hashmatullah is not out on 32, and Jamal is not out on 10. So a good team effort here from the Al Masafi boys, as Netravalka from the pavilion end will come into bowl at 150 for 3. Oh, and a big strike here from Nazir Jamal. This one goes out of the playing area, over deep mid-wicket, and it goes away for another maximum. He goes up to 16. It's 156 for 3.
Indeed, I think we can say it's all over by the shouting. With that 6, it's going to be very hard for the Stallions. They would have to be getting about 2 different hat tricks to get back in this game, I would dare say.
And oddly, the fact is Al Masafi would have lost a couple of games in the round robin. But you get the impression since from last night they're beginning to peak at the right time, and that is very key in any tournament. When Vinod and Shaw was here, they discussed the scenarios in which even in the World Cup level, teams will struggle in the initial part of a tournament, but once they peak at the right time, they have gone on to win the entire World Cup. So we could have a scenario here in which Al Masafi is beginning to peak at the right time, and that is just 1 game away.
Yeah, it's always best to lose if you're going to lose. You're not playing to lose, but if you're going to lose in the preliminary rounds. When it really matters, make sure you win. That's the only way you can get to the finals. And Al Masafi, they're doing exactly that, and seemingly they're on the way to the finals.
So they're just 12 runs away, 18 balls still to be bowled here if we get to that. And the fact is all 4 teams in the semifinals here are part of Group 1. And in fact, 5 teams came out of Group 1 to qualify for the QF. And in fact, only Miami Sharks is missing from the top 4. Later on, Indian Lions will come up against US All-Stars, and that match is slated to start at 1 o'clock. So with 12 runs remaining here is Al Masafi, the boys from Afghanistan all the way, 18 balls to be bowled. And we'll have to pick up the bowler from the far end of the ground, but it's 12 runs needed from 18 balls.
Yes, it's going to bad misfield there, but it's backed up down there in the boundary. So I guess just the 1. Bad misfield. It seemed to be all over by the shouting.
So Varun Sidev comes in here, 2.1 overs, 1 for 23. In fact, Vino Prasad has been given the ball, sorry. So he comes in here, oddly, 11 runs remaining from 17 balls.
Yes, 11 runs from 17 balls. If I was a betting man, of course, I'm going to put my money in Al Masafi. They should go on to win this match, but you never know.
So Prasad gets a ball on the leg stump, worked away here by the busy Hashmatullah. He's batted well. He's batted quite composed, and he found a very good partner in Mangal, Afghan national player. He's played at the international level, Mangal. He's back in the hut, but he has certainly gave the Indians momentum. On the other hand, Hashmatullah has collected his runs in the time that he's been there, and now brings the equation down to 10 to win from 16 ball, a game in which Al Masafi may never lose, as the ball is worked out towards the offside. Another single, 9 remaining from 16 balls.
As it turned out, Lenny, the Stallions have really missed Badri. We have to remember that Badri is a former world #1 ranking bowler in T20 cricket. So you lose a bowler of that caliber, he's going to be really badly missed.
Yes, oddly, in 2014 he was ranked #1 in the T20 format. Now he's #3. So another run scored here. It's 161. There was a lull in the middle. And I've got to say that Al Masafi came back well towards the end of Stallions' innings. And they were on projection to perhaps get up to 180, 190 at one point. They only made 168. So perhaps leaving down maybe 20 or 30 runs. And henceforth, as Al Masafi closing in on a much-needed victory here. 6 needed from 12 balls.
I think that equation is so easy. Will it be just one shot? Will it be 2? It could be 2 4s, or it could be just a 6. I'm just wondering what is going through the head of the batter right now. But as a matter of fact, they don't have to hurry. Just place a single here and there, and they're home.
Oddly, the Al Masafi boys, they're very together, a well-knitted team, and they fulfill all their engagements. They come to the ground. They come here earlier than the other teams. They get into the warm-up mode. They're very professional. They conduct themselves at a top level. And I'm not surprised that they've gotten so far in this tournament. They've taken this tournament quite seriously. And a team that takes cricket seriously as this one is, I'm pretty sure that is beginning to reflect in the results here. And they just want to win. They're just 6 runs away from perhaps the grand final. For the first time, they've appeared in the U.S. Open tournament.
So it is when you're hungry for success, you know what? No, that's 4 runs. That's 4 runs. 1 bounce over the boundary. Yeah, if you're hungry for success and you work at it, you know you will achieve that reward. And definitely what's happened to Al Masafi today.
So it's 167 for 3. A couple of runs will win this match. Al Masafi all the way. We'd just like to inform our viewers. Coming up next is Indian Lions. They take on U.S. All-Stars. And Indian Lions certainly sporting some big names, and so is U.S. All-Stars. So it's all over here, bar the shouting. 2 to win from 10 balls. Hashmatullah Shaidi has batted exceptionally well. He's undefeated so far from 39. Wouldn't be surprised he comes out not out. And Nazir Jamal, he's made 20, a partnership of 42. And the way it seems there, you're beginning to see from the Afghan camp, they're beginning to hug and shake hands. They know it's all over here as the bowler comes in, and ball defended here by Hashmatullah, just perhaps prolonging the agony.
Yeah, the Stallions must be very disappointed having beaten Al Masafi in the...
So
and it's all over.
So ball cut away, and just like the other game, no bother to retrieve that. The 4 written all over it, and that's the end of the match. We'll quickly hand it over. To Ivor Henry, and Ivor Henry will take the proceedings over. So Al Masafi gets into the final as they defeat Stallion by some 7 wickets with 8 balls to spare. It's over to you, Ivor.
Yes, and we say congratulations to the Al Masafi team here. They were slated as the dark horse in this match, and in the tournament, well, perhaps, maybe, but they're no more dark horse in this tournament. Congratulations to them. They played as a unit, and they would have made light work getting to the 169 needed for victory. Now, we're going to do things a little different as opposed to yesterday. As the players go to meet and greet, we're going to be having the coin toss for the next match before the presentation. So we're going to be asking the camera crew to get in the ready position to do the coin toss. And then the 2 teams, the Stallions and the Al Masafi, we're going to be having them downstairs for the presentation after. So all officials, we're going to ask you to proceed to the middle for the coin toss right about now. Congratulations again to ESPN 3 for carrying the coverage all of it here from the Central Broward Regional Park. And again, we want to say congratulations to U.S. Council, Cricket Council USA, now in the 8th year.